Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. Sorry, I'm a little tired. My head feels very full, but how can I help you today? An apology really isn't necessary. Where did you even get that? Never mind, I don't want to know. Oh no, that's not what this is about. No. I challenge you to a duel for my freedom, because I know how the song goes. Now, this isn't a fiddle, but it's like what I've got. So, choose your weapon. You know, I don't have the bandwidth to be the best, most engaging version of myself right now. Fine. Is Cupcake available? Oh, she can be. Marvelous. Thank you. No. The use of musical instruments isn't like within the bounds of the normal customer service experience, like in the mortal world. Is it? I did have someone threaten me with the guitar once, though they were intending to use it as a weapon and not for a musical duel. One of my coworkers also had a harmonica thrown through the drive-thru window at her, but honestly, after the alligator, it didn't really make that much of an impression. That being said, I was in Florida, so I don't know how normal my experiences would be. Hi, welcome to... Hi! It's not your usual day for doing deliveries. Oh, tell me about it. I mean, we're really shorthanded because a lot of people are still out after what happened at the Fae party. The Fae party. Girl, I got turned into a squirrel for 2 days. It was amazing. I mean, but it was only for 2 days. Janice has been a red panda for almost a week, but she's having a great time. Plus, I don't mind doing deliveries for you guys. I always get really interesting book recommendations, so here's one for you. Here is one for Ruggy. If this one isn't for Lily, I'll eat my hat. It is for Lily. Interesting. And then here is one for Sharky. But there is a bonus because several of the deities, I guess tech support John was telling them like a silly little way that he helps like debug code or something. So they got this made for him. So this is a gift for tech support John. A rubber duck and a shark onesie. Well, Sharky is iconic. This is very true. Well, hey, I know you're busy, but it's really good to see you, and I'm glad you had fun being a squirrel. Bye. Oh, finally. So this is my instrument of choice. This is Cupcake. Technically, she does make sounds. I need to go meditate or lie down or something. So, Cupcake, he is all yours. Why are you and Penny so concerned about this? It's a thank you gift. I don't know what Penny's deal is, but my deal is that is a workplace gift. People don't just give you workplace gifts without expecting something in return. I've done enough corporate jobs to know how this works. They'll give you a decent calendar and expect you to work through the weekend without any extra pay. Secondly, I know it's from deities, and I've met several who are absolutely lovely, but which deities? I've met trickster gods before. Is that a deity? Oh, John. I'm sad that you can't accept nice things coming your way. I understand why you might be suspicious of that, but it still makes me sad. But look, this is not the corporate mortal world anymore. Like, you are free to come and go as you please. You don't have work hours anymore. But what you do have are boundaries that will be respected. Sometimes people just want to say thank you. And I promise you this is not a deity. It is literally just a rubber duck. But maybe it's supposed to be like a personal thing, like the deity of your heart and desk. That's sweet, but I don't have a heart because I had to explain one too many times what a password was. John, take the ducking fuck. I said what I said, and I stand by that. So take it, put it by your computer, and feel ducking left. Okay, great. And I know that it is hard to let nice things happen to you, John, but this is a very good first step, and I'm proud of you. Ooh, not only do I not work here, I am not working today at all. I am here for the vibes and to show off my cute outfit. So good luck getting whatever your thing is dealt with. So I do work here part-time, so I could probably do something. Welcome to the help desk. 2 L's. Where? What do you mean? You said with 2 L's. Where are the 2 L's? It's help desk with 2 L's. What is so difficult about this? It is your fault, clearly, that I can't understand. Where are the 2 L's? In help desk. Where? Look at the sign. Why would I read a sign? Look, it's bad enough that people keep talking to me and saying that it's information, but now you want me to read a sign? Oh, when you misspelled help. That's not even the appropriate way to spell help. You guys don't know how to spell. What is that? Honestly, you're going to do that and then make me read a sign? I should not have to be told or have to read a sign in order to have information. I am so very sorry that we had the audacity to force you to perceive information with your own two eyeballs and then exposed you to the twisted horror that is a pun. I am so very sorry that you're still talking to me. I think Paul would look really cute in that one, don't you? Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. How can I help you? Hey girl, it has been such a long time. I didn't expect to see you in a place like this. So how are you? How have you been doing? Are you doing okay? I'm doing great. I am so sorry, but could you remind me of who you are? Oh, don't worry about it. It has been such a long time. No, we went to school together, remember? So you are working at the desk now. Can you leave? Like, walk me down to my level? I do work at the desk. Oh, no, you're just going to level 2, not level 9. He's not here for you. He's here because he had some spare time and he wanted to hang out with me. So you're okay. Yeah, I know that I'm okay, but I also know that you are not okay because you are with him, and I guarantee it is not voluntarily. You might think it's voluntarily, but look at him. He has manipulation written all over him. I guarantee he has been manipulating you from the beginning, and if he hasn't started mistreating you yet, he fucking will. I am trying to help you by giving you a way to escape him. Now, come on. I appreciate the heart of what you're trying to do. Really, I do. It's very important for women to look out for each other, but you've got him all wrong. I know that he has resting intimidation face and he wears a lot of black, but he is not that guy that you described, like, at all. I know that his job can be brutal, and so can he, but only when it's for a just reason. He's definitely not like that for fun, and definitely not like that with me. So while I really do appreciate your concern, I am proud to stand at his side and honored to have him at mine. That is what every dumb bitch in history has ever said. Listen to yourself. You think you're happy? You think you're happy. I know you're not. I do. Look at him. He's probably looking up tips and tricks about how to better gaslight you as we speak. Oh, we can all get matching sweaters. All right, so one for Penny, one for me, and one for Paul Dog. Why are you so insistent that I have to be unhappy? Because I have a clear perspective and I'm trying to help you. But you don't know me. I know that we didn't go to school together. I know that's just your way of trying to naturally start a conversation in front of him. But you don't know me. I don't know if there's a way for me to explain our relationship without it sounding defensive and making you feel more justified. You did this a lot. And only with healthy relationships, but you would intentionally go out of your way to try and cast doubt or seed doubt in the minds of people in healthy relationships, not just romantic ones either. Friendships, siblings, parents. If you saw an unhealthy relationship happening, you just let that run its course. You made other people's lives worse in order to feel better about your own. How dare you? What, so you're just going to take the word of people that you see all the time just because you see them all the time? They're probably lying to you. I'm going to listen to people who I trust and respect, and who I know trust and respect me in return. Now, I will thank you to not say another poisonous word about my husband, because if you do, I will make sure that the short trip down to level 2 takes a very long time. So, I suggest you go to your level immediately. Please. I don't think there are enough words to convey how proud I am of you. Like, all the time, but especially right now. Are you blushing? I am not blushing. Okay, I'm blushing a little. A lot on the inside. Anyway, so I found a place where you, me, and Paul can all get matching sweaters. What color do you want? Hi, welcome to Help. This is the Help Desk, where sass is my hobby and being iconic is my profession. How can I help you today? Hi, so I know that I checked in at the gate and they told me I needed to go to level 2, but I just don't believe that. I think that they were just bringing me up in order for me to come here so you can bring me right back down and tell me what level I'm actually supposed to be going to. Oh, the demons at the gate are never going to lie to you. No, it's our job here at the Help Desk, in addition to actually helping people and souls that need it, is to offer ornery souls a final sense of false hope before we immediately humble them and then get them moving swiftly down to their level. Us being here acts as kind of a filter that pulls all the really annoying and audacious and disruptive souls out of the main line, so it makes the main line easier for the demons to deal with, and it keeps us busy. But we're like a one-stop shopping for emotional damage. It's kind of like having a conversation with that one family member that just gets under your skin every single time. But in your case, I see your file. You are actually going down to level 2, so you are all good. Anything else I can help you with? Oh, okay. Just so you know, drinking that is probably going to be really damaging for you. Babes, if I don't drink coffee, or at least tea or cocoa, it's going to be real damaging for everyone, which is a personal problem, I admit. Oh, no, not the coffee. I'm talking about the cup. Like, I don't know the specifics of that cup, but like all synthetic materials, I'm pretty sure have like chemicals that have been known to cause cancer in them. I doubt it was the chemicals in my coffee cup, but that ship has sailed. You do know that's a little bit more of a peacock and like less of a seagull kind of sound? I know, but the peacock's funnier. Just checking. All right, so how about for your peace of mind, I'll use my husband's ceramic tea mug instead of my travel cup. So we'll just make that little transfer there. And there we go. Boom. That looks suspiciously handmade. Are you sure that it wasn't made with lead paint? This is the afterlife, hon. We don't have those kinds of concerns here. But even if this was the mortal world, in this day and age, no one is going to be using lead paint on the inside of a mug. Well, I'm just saying, better safe than sorry. Is that why I'm down here? Am I being punished for having an abundance of caution? Really? No. A lot of people have an overabundance of caution and they can't help it. Why would we punish people for something that they can't control? No, you're down here because you did not care how your words and actions affected the people around you. And not just with the assuming the worst about everything all the time thing. This is across the board. Also, you weaponized incompetence to a truly concerning degree. So the therapy on level 2 is probably going to help you out a lot. Probably. Maybe. If you let it. The ship of sympathy has sailed. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the Help Desk. How can I help you? Hey! A date night? Date, technically. He was just running a little bit late, so I offered to meet him here. What have you been up to? Raising hell, getting laid, doing my best. So, did you go to the cancer trauma meeting the other night? Yes! Oh, I meant to text you about that, but I got really overwhelmed. No, you were so right. You were so right. Just being able to go and be so honest and speak so freely about what it was like to have breast cancer, knowing that they understood what I was saying because we'd all been through the same thing. That understanding was so powerful. Like, it started to heal something in me that I didn't know needed healing. So thank you so much for that recommendation. Hey, I had the same resistance and then the same reaction. Hey, don't at me. You guys are the ones being disgusting in public. You should both be ashamed of yourselves. Okay, what do we have to be ashamed of? Okay, I know the answer to that question personally, and I'm not going to speak for you, but there's absolutely no way that he has that information. You're talking about gross stuff in public. That word is disgusting. Okay, I know that you love doing this job. I'm just having a bit of a hard time wrapping my head around that at the moment. Well, some moments are definitely more enjoyable than others, but pretty much every soul presents either an athletic opportunity, comedic fodder, a life lesson, or a chance to be genuinely empathetic and helpful, all of which I enjoy. Currently, I get the fun mental puzzle of trying to figure out which benign word he finds disgusting. Cancer? No! The word's fine, but the concept's gross. You seem fairly emotionally constipated. Trauma? No! You guys know what I'm talking about. You're just being coy. Well, it's not quite as challenging as trying to play Scrabble with Athena. What did we even say? Breast? Well, yes! How can you feel so comfortable just saying that? We were talking about breast cancer. I don't care. There are way more appropriate words to discuss that thing without being, like, gross. Obviously, this one's gonna fall under the comedic category. What word would you rather us use? Boobies. Duh. Oh, I gotta text this to some of the nurses. Oh, the nurses are gonna have a field day with that one. I was talking to an ER nurse when I was getting lunch the other day. She was telling me about a gal who could only process information about her cancer if they referred to the cancer as her lumpty dumpties. So, thank you, sir, for your scientific contribution, but I suggest you get out of here before we start talking about literally anything else. Excuse me, Miss Lily. You look beautiful. I am so sorry that I'm late, but I was trying to find you this cool rock because you said that you liked cool rocks. Technically, I think this is a piece of petrified wood, but it kind of got moved off of the path where I last saw it, so I had to go looking for it. I love it! Thank you so much! Lily, cancer support group? Good suggestion. Dating demons? The best suggestion. I'm ready if you are, right? Have fun, you two. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Probably don't do most things I would do. Hey, big guy. Hey, princess. So, did you have plans for making dinner tonight, or would you like me to take care of it? I just finished training, so I'm hungry. And I found a curry recipe I'd like to try, so I've got food on the brain. Ooh, curry would be good. But I was planning on pan-frying some chicken boobies, you know, with the garlic and herbs. Chicken what? Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk and a very specific definition of the term. How can we help you today? Hi, I was just wondering if you could help me find something. Sir, there is only one way down to your level, and the only instruction I can give you is the same one that you were given when you checked in, and that would be to just follow the line. I appreciate the attempt, but it's been made before. Okay. Oh, you know, I can respect that, but, you know, while I have you here, there's something I'd like for you to take a look at. Okay. Great. Thank you. What's up? Oh. Hey, Sharky, look at this. Yes? Okay, so I think all genitalia looks weird, like across the board, but from a scientific standpoint, this one seems especially odd. You've done the horizontal and sticky. What are your thoughts? I mean, my sense of aesthetics and attraction is definitely of the more lesbian variety. I mean, even though I was married to a man, that whistle never really sang a tune that I enjoyed. Penny? Without going into too much detail, I'm used to Greg, and that's not gonna do that any favors. Who the hell's Greg? So stop laughing, grow up and look at it. Look at it, you cowards. Oh, it's trying. I mean, I'm no expert, but the presentation does seem to be lacking. I mean, the angles, the lighting, the framing, just... They all look weird, but that one just looks extra weird to me for some reason. Like, why? Did it look weird to you? I mean, yeah. I mean, it does look weird. I mean, weird doesn't mean ugly. What makes that one ugly is the lack of consent. Oh, yeah. That'll do it every time. Tech support, John! Giblets! What? Oh. Okay. So I know for a fact that they would not have asked to see that, so that means you just, walked up and whooped it out, and now you're mad that they're giggling? Dude. This is what happens in every group chat every time someone sends an unsolicited portrait of Richard. And you could not have picked a worse group of people to do this to. Be thankful the scary redhead one isn't here. She would have made you cry. Now, you wanted attention. Now you've got attention. You don't get to be mad about it. Don't look to me for help. I'm demisexual and annoyed by most people. That includes you. So, it's kind of sad that you're dead and you still don't have the hip mobility to properly helicopter. That's just wiggling. Listen! Are you going to keep him out? Why wouldn't I? Okay. Oh, we didn't clean the lemon juice off, did we? Hey, tech support John, you seem kind of off today, so I have an idea. Are you in the mood to field some mortal phone calls so that you can marvel at the stupidity of your fellow man and either actually be helpful or use your tech support powers for the good of evil? I mean, yeah. Swaggity. I'll put them through. That was fast. Ohio. Oh boy. Hell's help desk is a tech support. What have you done and how are you going to make it my fault? Yes, my computer's not working. Okay. How is it not working? I told you, it's broken. It was working and now it's not, and I need you to fix it. Yep, got that part. So not working can mean anything from it's running slowly to it's frozen to the screen is black and it's not doing anything at all. So how exactly is it not working and what were you doing before it stopped working? It's not working. It won't turn on. I jiggle the mouse and nothing is happening. And yes, I pushed the button on the tower thing. Is the monitor on? What's a monitor? Oh, the screen. Well, then say the screen. Okay, nothing is happening. I need you to fix my computer because I need to check my emails. Well, since I can't fix your computer in the next 2 seconds, if it's really urgent, why don't you use your phone to check your emails? No, I can't. Those are phone emails. I need my computer emails. Okay. I mean, look, this is completely ridiculous because I just took care of the problem with the spinning thing. The spinning thing? Yeah, it makes that whirring sound. The disc player? Oh, like for DVDs? No. This was a little one on the inside. I had to pull the side off. I followed the instructions on the YouTube very carefully. The hard drive? Yeah, I think the hard drive is what it was called. So I didn't like the noise that it made when it spun, so I just took the whole thing out. So I fixed that problem, but now my computer won't work. You removed a major piece of the inside of your computer, and now your computer won't work, and you think those are separate issues? Have you heard of cause and effect? Are you sure that having him deal with mortal phone calls was the best way to cheer him up? I get that dealing with idiots is, amusing up to a point, but there's a certain level of idiocy where it stops being amusing and it is purely frustrating. I mean, he doesn't look happy. Yes, these are all very good points. However, counterpoint, it's tech support, John. Tech support is a different breed. Have you ever heard them when they all get together and they're hanging out? They just swap stories about nightmare clients and idiots. Not only will this give him something to talk about with his buddies, dealing with this level of stupidity will make him a god among tech nerds. And then they all start talking about hardware and software, which may or may not be flirting. I haven't cracked the code on that yet, but we're helping him. Look at his face. That is a happy face. The other option is to have a solid state hard drive. You don't want a hard drive. Of course you don't want a hard drive. You should really take this into your local computer shop. Yeah, I want them to experience the joy of this conversation too. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. Please hesitate to ask me a question. Hi, if it makes you feel any better, I did hesitate, but they told me to come talk to you, and well, the girl's only got so many options when she's looking for answers. So I am from Paradise, and I'm kind of bored, but someone told me that there was a way to not necessarily experience, but witness historical events and stuff, and I'm personally fascinated by disasters and stuff. And I figured that Hell would probably be the place that hosted that because, there's a lot of human suffering that kind of tends to happen. So I just am wondering where I need to go. First and foremost, the idea that Hell is just a celebration of all human suffering is incorrect. It's a very common human misconception, but this Hell, actual Hell, the point of it is justice and also healing. So we don't host anything like that down here, but I know what you're talking about. They're called realms of experience or something. They're their own separate thing. They're up in the Universal Hallway. I'm not entirely sure where. Lily, you guys got flashed and you didn't even call me? How dare you deprive me of the opportunity for a good laugh? Hi. So what's up? I can answer this if you don't mind. So I have some questions about those realms of experience that she was talking about because I am on a really big Chernobyl fixation right now. I'm just fascinated with it, and I just want to go witness it. I want to see what happened without the threat of pain and or death. Oh, Chernobyl. Well, at least it's not another Roman Empire. I genuinely thought that that was going to be like some weird collective inside joke until I heard that they had to make the Roman Empire realm of experience a permanent one because the waitlist was years long. But anyway, directions for you. So you're going to want to head up the stairs and then hang a left once you get to the universal hallway and just keep going. And then you're going to get to the other side of Tir na Nog and you're going to want to hang a right. From there, there's going to be tons of signs. It's really well marked. But word of caution from someone who's done this, I went to Titanic and Pompeii, and while it was historically and scientifically fascinating, and knowing that death is inevitable and that the afterlife, unless you're being punished, is a really wonderful place to be, it was still difficult at times to witness. So just use your own discretion. You know, I had wondered about that, and I'll definitely keep that in mind. But all right, thank you, ladies. I don't know if I could handle watching a disaster like that, like knowing what would happen. Yeah, it's definitely not for everyone. It was barely for me. That's why if I go to the realms of experience now, I do stuff like dinosaurs or the Live Aid concert. And happy history is just as interesting as dramatic history. But speaking of witnessing disasters, the Flasher. So I take it you haven't seen the security footage yet. No. I need to though. Don't lecture me. Like, look, in the correct context, the peni is a beautiful thing. In this context, however, knowing that he got what he deserved afterwards, it's an instrument of comedy. So stop being a baby and just hit play. No, we're not watching it until Lily's here. Lily. All right, we ready? I thought they said he was helicoptering. Oh, I am so mad that I missed this. Like, it's funny to watch on the screen, but being there would have put me over the edge. I mean, and I can see that there's like an attempt being made, but it's definitely more of a wiggle. No, that's a helicopter. Azzy, come on. Have some respect for the craft. Are you really that bad at it? Excuse you, I have 2 kids and a satisfied wife. Does that answer your question? Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the Help Desk. How can I amuse myself by pretending to help you today? Do you know what is just an absolute tragedy? Either the birth of Ronald Reagan or the fact that I can't hook up with my husband in the backseat of a car because he's 7 feet tall, has wings, and literally won't even fit through the door. No. The tragedy is that the church has strayed so far away from the will of God. You know? Actually, I'd agree with you on that one. Just the entire thing is just so permissive and liberal now. Like, they're letting women have positions of power, and I no longer agree with you. And neither does Sky Daddy, actually. I know this because I have him on speed dial, and we've had several conversations about stuff like this. People like you stress him out in ways that I cannot begin to describe. There's a reason why Jesus has gotten really good at turning water into a variety of wines. So you are down here for some level 3 hypocrisy and driving your car through a store when they wouldn't honor your coupon that was 2 years out of date and for a different store. You wanna save some time and just go? No. And the coupon, you really can't blame me for that because the expiration date was incredibly faded and the cashier who was helping me desperately needed a haircut and he had the mark of the beast. He had that thing in his nose. Ooh, whatever Dante did to the lever for the trapdoor, that action is smooth. Nice. Why is everybody so salty about Mark of the Beast? They're a great band and Mark can really put some power behind those notes. Very true. They do know how to put on a great show, but she wasn't talking about the band. She was talking about the whole Revelation, Bible, Doomsday thing. Greg, I would stay out of the break room if I were you. Why? So you know how they had the Flasher come down earlier this week? So Belle and I and Asmodeus all watched that security footage together, which then resulted in some debate about the technicalities and craft of helicoptering. Are they in there? Yeah. Okay? Okay, thank you for admitting I'm not as bad as you thought, but how are you doing that? Yeah, no, so it's not like just all in your hips. It's kind of like belly dancing, so it's like, it's in your knees too, and then you gotta activate your core. And... Oh, hey Greg. I will not be accepting mockery in this most trying of times. Actually, you know what? Drop it. Show us what you got. It'll make me feel better about myself. Just remember, you asked to be humiliated. Ah, joke's on you. I'm into it when Soraya humiliates me, but there is absolutely no way that you, Greggles, are going to... What is that? I thought you hated needles!
You guys want to hear a funny story, actually, about Frankie and his wife?
Oh, God, fuck. Here we
This
go.
was going to be in your best man speech.
Oh, now I need to hear it.
The first time that I met Becca was when I first got that apartment.
Oh, and that was the first time I had hung out with her in person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So we go to this bar, and we're, like, dancing and stuff and whatever. And at one point, Frankie has his back turned towards me, and she's talking to, like, some of our other friends or whatever. So I, like, tap him on the shoulder, and he looks at me. And it's loud in there, so you can't really hear anything. And I go, yo, she's pretty cool. But he couldn't hear what I was saying. So he goes,
Uh-oh, fuck.
so you go, you're still dancing. And you're like, and you go, I don't know why she's interested in me either.
Yeah.
And I go, that's not what I said.
Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the Help Desk. Happy Halloween. Would you like a trick or a treat? Treat. Definitely treat. As long as there's no poison involved. Oh yeah, no. Poison's not really my thing. It requires this sort of passive finesse that when I do it, I personally find it really annoying. But I appreciate the artistry of those who are good at it. So, with that in mind, thank you. So look, as for why I'm down here, this whole thing has just been really blown out of proportion. And frankly, I think they're only looking at one side of it. She pissed me off. What was I supposed to do? Me and my little bumblebee wings are going to take a tremendous leap of faith here and say, not what you did. Now, unluckily for you, historically for me, we're having a 2-for-1 deal on the whole trick and treat thing. So please take a firm grasp of thine Tootsie Pop, because those things really hurt when you guys just throw them. Why would I throw them? Shit, I'm adorable. Why did they never listen to me? Incoming! Oh, I really need to get gummy bears or something. Ow! Sharky. Okay, first of all, you look so cute. That is such a good color on you, and you just look really confident. I love it. The bumblebee onesie is much better than you made it out to be. Secondly, I thought we talked about doing hard candy this year. Yes, we did talk about it. And then I ignored it for scientific reasons. So you look great. Love the costume. Very swishy. Thank you. I'm the pirate and Reggie's gonna be the booty. She's gonna look so good, but she just wanted to shower first, so boo. As for this, isn't dealing with entitled souls like difficult enough without worrying about getting whacked on the head with their rejected sugar? Yeah. So the trapdoor projectile effect was not one that I considered, and I should have. Dealing with idiots gives me the munchies, and I prefer hard candy, and I wanted something that I could eat and enjoy all day, and admittedly, that's where my thought process stopped. Fair. I'm gonna eat this. Penny, how come you're not in costume yet? And Lily, what is up with you two? Okay, I do have a costume. Greg and I are going as Jedediah and Octavius, the cowboy and the Roman soldier from Night at the Museum, and Greg's really excited to be the cowboy, and I'm also really excited to be the soldier, but I just didn't feel comfortable wearing a little skirt while I was at the help desk, so I'm going to change after work. But you've been suspiciously giggly all day, so I don't know what your deal is. Okay, so Belle and I don't have a set costume. I don't even know what his costume is, but we maybe got a little bit competitive and just decided to see if we could out-sexy each other and see who caves to the power of seduction first. So, at the risk of a community guidelines violation, it's not going to be me. I know what his costume is. He was showing it off to Greg. Wasn't he coming up soon? What time is it? Yes, so I'm gonna go get changed. Dante! Clever. Thanks, Miss Lily. I'm a deviled egg. That's genius. Hey, Belle. So be right out. I'm not entirely sure what was in the bag, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Of course I'm gonna like it. It's Lily. She can wear anything and I'd be a fan. The question is she gonna like me? Because I know she likes it when I wear crop tops, And I know she has a thing for masks. This one in particular. But has she given any indication of what she hoped it would be, or... Yeah, Dad, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Completely unrelated. I am still open to the idea of having a sibling. However, I want zero knowledge of how and when they were made. But if they show up in like 9 months, I wouldn't be surprised. Side note, you look great. You're actually kind of creepy enough to be keeping the line down, so I appreciate it. Thanks, Sharky. I appreciate the vote of confidence. Sexy wife! Oh! 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 Look at you! We could not have planned this better if we tried. Oh, you look edible. We're not going to make it to the party, but we are going to have a great time.
We're sorry. The demon you're summoning is unavailable. Your ritual is important to us. Please hold while we connect you to the next available Servant of Darkness.
Hi, welcome to Hell. This is technically the help desk. However, you will notice we're a little bit understaffed right now because everyone is still either out partying or recovering from partying. Only reason I'm here is because I don't drink and some of the demons are, pretty cool to hang out with. So, unless you have a technical question, which I guarantee you don't, I'm not going to be able to help you. Shit. I know. They said I shouldn't be here. That I need to be sent to the pigs. I ran over a dog. I can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave your name and number, I will get back to you as... Don't cry. Please don't cry. Stop crying. Please stop crying. Look, you did what you did, and I know that doesn't feel great, but look, either the dog's gonna be fine, or they're on the Rainbow Bridge, which is a nice place, and clearly you're dead. So, there's nothing we can do to you down here. It's gonna make you feel worse than you're already feeling, and you don't even belong down here, so things work out, There's really no need to cry, unless you feel like that's gonna be beneficial to you, which it looks like it does. Which is a pity. I'm really not qualified for this. There. There has to be some mistake, because there is no way that they would send someone who hit a dog to heaven. I think you'd be surprised. There's people who've killed people up there. They're good people who have killed bad people for a good reason, but, you didn't mean to hit the dog. It was an accident. And you're feeling bad about it. So that's good. Are you sure? I'm sure. Oh, please don't cry more. You should probably go to heaven, because I'm sure they're probably worried about you. Okay, but is there like a way to check on the dog? Yes, heaven will have that ability, as well as tissues and people who are much better at this than I am. So instead of the stairs, why don't you take the elevator? It can be used by everyone who isn't sent down here. It's faster. Tech support, John. Sorry, I'm still lightly drunk. I hope it's not that obvious. I know you don't do like feelings, emotional stuff. You're like very good at computers. You're very good at computers, but you just handle that really, really well. I'm really, really proud of you. Do you want Queen Elizabeth's crown? Because I stole it and I'm just mostly wearing it to piss off British people because it's funny to argue with them about their stupid words. But I feel like you've earned this. I appreciate the offer, but I think I'm going to pass. Not really my style. I respect that. Actually, it's pretty uncomfortable. The only thing that makes it bearable is spite. Counter offer. How about a gladiator hat? Yeah, I'll take this one. So when you say arguing with British people about their words, what exactly do you mean? That suits you so much better than this thing ever would. Now you look like the tech support warrior that you are. As for the words, it's not that I actually care. It's just really funny to piss them off and hear them get mad with the accent. It's I can't believe that Americans would call it soda. Clearly it's called a fizzy pop or a fizzy drink. Oh, you silly Americans calling it a light switch, when clearly it's a flippity switchy ditchery doo-dah. I'm gonna take that kind of attitude from someone who thinks that Disneyland is a day trip from Seattle. Come on. God save the Queen. He didn't. Fuck King Charles. On that we can agree on. Do you need coffee? Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. We're not exactly at our best right now, but please don't mistake that for weakness. With this group, it mostly just means that we're gonna be less polite. Except for Miss Penny. Lower the volume. Don't talk slower. No, just lower the volume. Talk quickly. Just get this over with. Oh, no, Ricky, baby. Now it's not the time to encourage them or be nice. Niceness is for people who didn't drink that much vodka. Ugh. Oh, stop it. What do you mean stop what? Breathing at me. You're dead. It's annoying. You don't even have to do that. Stop. Belle, honey, can you make room for me on the floor? I think I need to lay down. I know that you're not thrilled about being here. I understand that, really, I do. But you are here, and so is your file. There's not much I can do about that, so please just go to your level 5. Please. You heard her. Do what she says. Do I look like someone who is both able and willing to put in effort today? No. Let's use some context clues and critical thought. And in my case, a trapdoor. If you're also pathetic that you can't even do the bare minimum of your job, then why are you even here? Well, none of us wanted to leave tech support John on his own for that long, and we'd all agreed to come back to work today no matter what. And some of us are better about planning for that than others. So did you have a specific problem, or are you just, making stuff up to delay the inevitable? Delaying the inevitable. Please. It's that time that I get some of the power and respect that I deserve. I want a challenge for leadership of this place. Like for leadership of hell or for the help desk? Because I'll be real with you, I'm not going to say that your odds of either of those are great. Also, I haven't studied a lot of mortal history, admittedly, but I don't think that most successful bids for power begin with or require help from a customer service desk. How about you just shut up and do what you're told? You know why? Because I have a deep-seated need to posture and compensate for what I feel are my own personal failings. And when I get my ass handed to me, and I know that I will, I'm still going to cry victim. You know why? Because it is easier to say that life has happened to me than acknowledge the part that I've played in my own downfall. The beauty of ye old truth stick is that you humble yourself. Oh, now he's running. It's quite interesting form, actually. Ew. I'll be real. I had a lot of fun this week. A lot of fun. But after this, I don't think I'm ever going to drink again. That's a lie. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk, where my favorite form of exercise is running my mouth. How can I help you today? Formation Labs couldn't even make it to the actual race. Fucking Ferrari! Yeah, I get that. Formula 1. Oh. Why did I not know that Ferrari made baby food? So did you have something else, or was that mostly it? No, that covers it, actually. Sorry, I just needed to let that out. Fair enough. I recommend the rage rooms on level 2. They seem to be very popular with sports fans. Next. Hi, so I know I don't belong down here, but I was just wondering if it would be possible for me to talk to Lucifer and apologize to him. See, I'm not witchy or spiritual at all, but my girlfriend was, and she had, the altar, and she worked with Lucifer, and we just moved into a new apartment, and I didn't realize that the double chocolate cookies were an offering because the altar looked different, so I ate them. But she really has enjoyed working with him, I guess. So if I could just apologize to him for kind of taking his offering, so he's not mad at her. She needs all the support she can get because I just died, but I'll make him cookies here or something. Sure thing. 1 sec. Hey Lucy, it's Lily. No emergency, but I do have someone here who needs to meet with you. I'm telling you that it's important. Do with that information what you will. Sure thing. I'll have him wait for you in the break room. Alright, I'll take you there. No, Sharky's pulling your leg. I know that it has formula in the name, but it's not baby food. I'm pretty sure that it's a car racing thing. I don't know. I'm from the Midwest and couldn't care less about sports. If you'd asked me about football, I could probably tell you about that. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. How can I help you? Hi, I just had a few questions. If you could help me with that. Why do these ones always show up at the most annoying possible moment? That's smart. You are beautiful, badass, more than capable, and I love you. Lady Lilith, who needs to die? Oh, coffee? Of course I can get coffee. Of course I can help you. What problem can I help you solve today? Great. So I do have some very serious concerns that I'm sure will concern you as well. I mean, just off the top of my head, the really ambiguous qualifications for being sent here, I feel like that's just a process that could be better explained to the average person. But most importantly, really the whole process of death, dying, incredibly traumatizing. I do not think that that was very well thought out by whoever is in charge. Frankly, I think it's pretty selfish. So actually, if you could put me in touch with the people who made those decisions, I would really appreciate it. You're asking a customer service representative to put you in touch with the universe so that you can complain about something that's happened pretty much since the dawn of time. I mean, that tracks for that kind of logic. I've been there. I mean, I did ask a cashier to put me in touch with the CEO so that I could complain about something in the store. So I will give you the same response that she gave me, but in honor of that cashier, I will respond in the way I think she would have wanted to. No! It is amazing that when you fell out of the stupid tree, you hit every single branch on the way down. You didn't miss one. Oh, it's going. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. How may I put a hair in the thought process of your soup today? The soup of your thought process is what that line was supposed to be. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. How we may guide you to how we may have whom fuck. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk where sass is my being set. Oh god. So if we play this little game and my voice decides to do what it's supposed to do, and and you somehow win, babes, if I don't drink coffee or at least something warm and yummy, it's gonna be yeah, if we weren't already married, I would wife you so hard. We can do something else hard later. I just winked with both eyes. That's what I just did. Yeah. Ow. I'm not here. No! Do not ask that question. Wow, that was really hard. Ow. I did just get here, but I was told that I would be Jesus. Fuck, my tongue is not the same. Oh. Oh, yeah, there's people outside. I thought they were gone. Fuck. That's a sword. Shit. But I absolutely thrive on being the bearer of bad news for bad people, which is you, as indicated by the level 7 on your file. So, I completely forgot where that line was going to go. There has been a horrible mistake. I was sent to paradise. I think I'm getting sick. Oh no. No! Well, you're not exactly receiving a pissing grief. But all hail the rock stars of the people who remember their lines. Not me. Fuck, what's it? Fanfiction. I was told to come talk to you, so I really didn't have much of an option. So I'm my mother's home. May I lead you down the path to spiritual wellness and oh god, he must be cooking brain cells. So oh, choked by the spirit of shitty women. Right? Isn't it cool? Look at it. I am offering them my valuable professional lifestyle. The house is shaking. It's not an earthquake. Is that a jet? Oh, are we going to war? I mean, that's just perfect for a Wednesday. I will care for you, stand beside you, and not remember my line. I really appreciate the support, and honestly, I think you're overreacting. That's kinky. Turned out to be one of those little holy shit, urinal cleaner cakes. Urinal. Completely unacceptable standard of service. They didn't even bother asking for my name. Oh fuck. You can hold on just 1 second. How you doing? Fuck. I can't hit the wall so hard. Meanest. That's rain. It's raining so hard. I'm here to put the hell in hello. This is the help desk, and it is Employee Appreciation Day. I am an employee. Appreciate me. Or else. Or else what? You're doing great. I don't know if they pay you. However much they're paying you, it's not enough. Everything you do is appreciated. Oh, look, there's the stairs. A wise coward. He will do well. Reggie, you sure you want to hunker down this year? I mean, I'll be with you, so, like, it's not like anyone will do anything. Thanks, Sharky, but I think I'm good. I mean, I told Angel to go have fun with Lilith's other assistants this year. I'm just gonna hunker down in my storage room in the blanket fort and watch movies, you know? This is a day for you guys, and it's not really my thing. I saw what you did with the cattle prod to that woman who was all infertility shamey. We still have the cattle prod. You just want to watch movies by yourself? I'll feel appreciated and relaxed. You go have fun. Go hunt a billionaire for sport, or if you want to shake it up this year. Judy is still, I think, giving the universe a piece of her mind about the multiple genocides that are happening in the mortal world at the moment. And if nothing else, you know how to make an impression. So, go! The lightsaber and the onesie do help command attention. John, are you ready for your first Employee Appreciation Day? The alarm should be going off soon. Non-digitized blood makes me pukey. I couldn't even make it through the first Purge movie, and if this is going to be anything like that, then I feel incredibly justified in my decision to just go home. Oh, well, there's more to Employee Appreciation Day than just Hell's version of the Purge. I mean, I'm not super into this aspect of it either, but you do have other options. The Universal Library is hosting a read-in. I'm going to the Pet Cafe at the Rainbow Bridge. Someone else is going to the spa. I mean, there's a gaming realm I think they have set up. The realms of experience are always fun. I mean, if going home and being left alone is how you feel most appreciated, then absolutely go for it. But please note, you do have options. Pet Cafe. Yeah, I'm taking our dog Paul for some playtime. They have ducks. But no. Hold on for a second. Just hold on. John, I know that you're kind of squeamish. Are you gonna stay for this, or do you want to go? Nope, I'm gonna make like my patients and disappear. Penny, thank you. Good call. See you tomorrow. Is he just gonna go home? If I understood that right, I think he's going to the Pet Cafe. Nice. Hey, do you want me to hold them off until you get out of here, or? Fair. It's nothing you haven't seen or been married to before. Alright, John's clear. Whenever you guys are ready. Alright, have so much fun at the Pet Cafe and give Paul an extra boop of love for me. See ya. Oh, what should I get after this year? Politician? Health insurance CEO? Just so many options. Hello? Alright, scoot over. I brought popcorn. Don't worry, I didn't steal it. This is a piece from my own personal collection. So, what are we watching? Sharky, you don't have to hang out with me if you don't want to. I know you love Employee Appreciation Day, so go be appreciated. When have I ever done something that I don't actually want to do? And secondly, are you going to thank me for bringing popcorn at some point? Of course I am. Then I feel appreciated. Now, shut up, pick a movie, and feel loved. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. Don't mind the puddles on the floor. My understanding is that things didn't get out of hand for Employee Appreciation Day, but they did get exuberant. How can I help you today? Hi, based on the information I was given during my intake process, I'm being cosmically punished for doing my job. Oh, what are these? Were you a cop? Lawyer? Politician? One of those really annoying vegans? Excuse you, what is wrong with being a vegan? It's nothing wrong with veganism per se. It's just some vegans act like what they eat gives them moral superiority, and then they try and shove veganism down everyone else's throats like it's moral tofu. And it's just kind of exhausting and kind of annoying to be around. They wouldn't have sent you to level 5 for that, though. Okay, good, because first of all, I wasn't vegan. I was vegetarian, occasionally pescatarian. On very rare occasions, I would have a chicken breast, but I was mostly vegetarian. And secondly, they're saying that I'm being sent to level 5 for greed and mild emotional abuse, which, okay, I will acknowledge I wasn't emotionally the best, but I would say that it was more of a neglect situation than abuse. But I was just really focused on doing my job. So were you like really focused on the financial profit part of your job and not the making a financial profit, but also being a decent human about it part of your job? Well, a company doesn't count as a person, which is why we didn't have to pay very much, if any, taxes. And the publishing world is a brutal place. Publishing, like book publishing? Yeah. And, oh my gosh, readers are never going to be satisfied. No matter what you do, never going to be satisfied. And honestly, who cares so much about the hard copy of a book? It's the modern era. Digital is obviously the way to go. I mean, you know, digital versus hard copy, different people's preferences, but okay, Lily's not in yet. So our resident bookworm left something for me to read to you, I think. Okay, publisher, printer. Yep, okay. So I will just read this in her stead. Readers are so dramatic. There is no need to thank me. I just really want to get out of going to level 5 and get out of here entirely, if possible. But, you know, if listening to fan mail is going to help my case, then by all means. I don't know if I would call this fan mail. I'm going to edit out a lot of the swearing and some of the more vile insults, just for brevity. I'm going to skip the whole first paragraph then. I'm also not much of an actress, so I'm not going to try and read this the way that she probably wanted it to be read, but just, you know, the spirit's there. How fucking dare you, you greedy piece of shit. Book printing quality has gone so far downhill recently because companies are prioritizing their bottom line over pride in their craft. Everything from page quality, page layouts, binding quality, and even consistency across series where books are in completely different sizes and pages are completely different colors. Don't even get me started on the AIification of cover art, which is disgusting to anyone with eyes, taste, and a moral backbone made of anything stronger than marshmallow. Don't even try and defend yourself with digital publishing, because your mother... I'm gonna skip that too.
This gun isn't very edgy.
Something just happened.
I have done it! I have done it! Oh no. Okay, what is on fire that isn't supposed to be, and does it look cool? Who do I call first, Lucifer or his wife? Did you take pictures? No, not that kind of excitement. I have figured out a solution to the would you still love me if I was a worm question. You gotta turn them tables. Ask her if she would still love you if you were a spider. Azzy. I know, what can I say? I mean, I've already said it, but you guys can say thank you. Have you seen the stuff my wife reads? That is a personal problem, and you married that. But hey, it's worth a shot. I mean, I'll ask, why not? But no, we are not doing this again. Asmodeus, stay out of it. Worm, spider, doesn't matter. All roads lead to us using each other as bait. If you were a spider, I would lovingly feed you the lily. You'd enjoy that. Now, if you two will excuse me, I'm going to go ask my wife a very weird and incredibly out of character question and hope she doesn't think I'm suffering from some kind of brain injury, because that will really stress her out, and I don't like seeing her that way. Oh boy. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. How can I help you today? Okay. First of all, why are you allowing a crazy person to work at this desk? I almost got my head bitten off just asking her to do her job. Oh yeah, no, they glued the phone to your ear. You're not going to be able to hang up anytime soon. And I am aware that you don't enjoy me insulting your entire bloodline. Now, you should not have disappointed your entire bloodline by being a greedy piece of shit who contributed to the downfall of the publishing industry. Now, I say this as a book fan of not only digital books, but especially hard copy books, which I am aware you think is silly. However, grievance number 14, speaking of glue, goes into the glue that you were using to bind these books together. Brand new books are falling apart in my hands. The glue that you are using, I am aware, is cheaper, but it is made of boogers and prayers. How dare you! She's not crazy. She's just very passionate. And you did try to interrupt her phone call. Anything else? Anything else? How about you use that lump between your ears for something other than thinking about shoes and excuses, okay? Why do you think I'm upset? Because you're finally facing consequences for the first time in your existence, and you're simply too much of a weakling to handle that. I'm the weak one. Oh, I'm not taking that from some little piece behind a desk. Speak to my wife with respect, or you will be speaking to me. He doesn't need to speak at all. I heard him. Lily, no. You don't need to hang up. I can totally wait. Don't forget to bring up the importance of book floppiness, because I don't think you wrote that one down when we were talking about it. Anyway, you're doing great. I'll be in the break room when you're done. Love you. And there goes the soul. Thank you. What's that? I need to ask you a weird question. It's Asmodeus' fault. It usually is. Would you still love me if I was a spider? Well, if you were a little spider, I would take very good care of you and feed you only the best flies. One sec. And if there were other factors at play, it's just built-in shibari. There. Oh, that felt good to get that off my chest. Okay. I've never seen Greg go that red. Get him, Penny. All right, and Belle's in the break room. What has Asmodeus done now? Yeah, this is hell, and you are standing at the help desk. However, I'm the least helpful person here, so pick someone else. Oh, yeah, no, we don't need that kind of help. We're all from Paradise, but we are pretty regular visitors down here, especially at the help desk. We come bearing manuscripts in need of review and some questions. You must be John. You're the romance authors. I've heard of you. Lily's not available right now. Something about the itsy belsy spider. Oh, that's totally fine. We'd hate to interrupt that. Anyone who has manuscripts for Lily specifically to review, sounds like you can just leave those on her desk. Okay. Several of us actually had questions for you, John. So you work in tech, right? What would you say some of the sexier elements of your job are? It's tech support. I do password recovery and explain what a search engine is to people who call it the Google. Nothing sexy this way comes, and if anything's coming at all, it's based on individual merit and nothing to do with our job. Okay, so logical problem solving, that could be a fun character trait. What else? Grumpy sunshine trope, that could be good. Also, patience and good communication skills. Think about it, explaining that stuff to people all day and not flying off the handle. Be really sexy. Also, I'm sensing kind of like a shy, but like secretly a freak, maybe? Have you tried turning it off and back on again away from me? Don't do that. Having to explain that stuff to people all day? It's good practice. It could be used for feelings. Incorrect. Okay, hear me out. Tech support, but secretly a hacker. Dark romance girlies, if you want that, you can get all over that. I'd love to see what you would do with that. As a fantasy girly, I want there to be magic involved. So maybe I'm thinking like modern day fae. I see the face that you're making. Don't worry, we can and will romanticize tech support. We're on a mission to romanticize as much as we can. You can't correct me because I'm not wrong, but some stuff definitely shouldn't be romanticized. I've worked here long enough to know that morally gray is everybody's favorite color, and there's this thing called dark romance, but there's also people who write some really messed up stuff and then say that no one can get mad at them because it's dark romance. But yeah, for moral reasons, some stuff shouldn't be romanticized. And some stuff shouldn't be romanticized because it's not sexy, like tech support. Oh yeah, we absolutely agree with you. Some people in the moral world are writing some insane stuff, but we don't. He has a rubber duck. Oh, it's even got a little onesie on. Are you single? Never mind, I need you alive. That is adorable. No. Look, ladies, I'm really uncomfortable with this conversation. So can you please stop? If you have a technical question, I am happy to... If you have a technical question, I'll help. But can this interview please stop? We are so sorry. I know we get excited and out of hand sometimes, but that is not an excuse to make anyone feel uncomfortable. We are so sorry. We'll get out of your hair. Exactly what she said. We really should have made sure you were okay, you know, talking about or even hearing all this stuff. One sec, where's my backpack? This is a tiny duck that I got in my drink one time, and I've just kind of been carrying it around, but I think it'll find a better home with you. Look, just because the word help is in our title of help desk does not mean that we are going to just blindly cater to each and every one of your delusions. You have been here for an hour. There is no coupon. There is no cheat code. There is no manager that you're going to want to speak to. There's no Pinterest hack that is going to get you out of the situation that you landed yourself into. I don't know how else to tell you this. I do. You're an idiot. Premium grade, platinum level, and I'm going to premium grade roast your ass if you don't skedoodle. You somehow managed to waste an hour of eternity. Don't know how you did that. But, I mean, that's actually kind of the most impressive thing you've done, like, so far. Well, that worked. Thank you. It's the onesie. And the lack of fucks to give. Whatever it is, you want to talk about it? No. Not yet. It is law. So, new topic change. Do we want to talk about Penny's apparent newfound phobia of rubber ducks? Because she twitches every time she walks by John's desk. When did John get a second duck? Oh, he does have a second duck. You just have to work really hard to get him to accept the first one. Maybe he's decided to collect them. Yeah. That is not a regular duck. That is a tiny duck. And I'm pretty sure in some cultures that's basically a proposal of marriage. Who is romancing our boy? And more importantly, is he into it? Where's John? Does he look grumpy or like happy grumpy? This is tea. Sharky, I think we should drop it. I'm serious. Like, if it is a special something, then he'll share it with us when he wants to, if he wants to. And if it's not a special something, then sometimes it's nice to just let good or bad or neutral things happen without making them be a thing. Just get to have them be whatever they are for ourselves, you know? Does that make sense? I'm sorry. Stop with the apologizing. Let the wisdom flow through you like a bowel movement, or whatever the appropriate metaphor is. You said what you said. Stand by that. I agree with you. I do agree with you. I'll leave the John aspect of the rubber ducks alone. However, this brings us neatly back to what is up with the Penny and the rubber ducks? Bowel movement. Okay. I think Penny had a soul come through her line one time, and they said that they were sexually attracted to rubber ducks. And now Penny justifiably has some concerns. Oh, poor Penny. Oh, I get it now. When I was first interning here with Lily, I had a guy come through my line and tell me he was sexually attracted to Hot Pockets. I thought it was a euphemism. It was not. I'm a changed person now. In regards to Hot Pockets, anyway. Otherwise, I'm still floating through the universe like a cheerful, asexual dandelion. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. If this was a test of your survival instincts, congratulations. You would have failed. How can I demoralize you and amuse myself today? I stand before you with my head held high, honored to be here for such glorious persecution. Hey, people are into all sorts of stuff. I'm certainly not going to shame you for that. I mean, come on. Who doesn't like a little degradation every now and then? Huh? Unfortunately for you, because you were sent here and you're not here of your own accord, you don't get access to the employee dungeon, which really is a bummer because we just renovated it again. It's nice. So do you have any other thing with which you're going to try and amuse me, or is that really it? Are you done? No, I don't want to discuss the perverted ways in which people have twisted the sacred act of making a child. No, that is not why I am here. Oh, this is going to be good. No, I am here for this final spiritual test because of my advocacy against that most insidious of evils, the broadest gateway to the path of temptation. Free overnight shipping. Gray sweatpants. Okay, either the phrase, I'm taking a shower, would you like to join me? Or all you can eat. It really depends on the mood. Your mockery will not dissuade me. No, I dedicated my life to the eradication of the root of all evil, which was the devil's lettuce. Root of all evil, really. I feel like there's other factors that you're going to need to consider. But before we get into that, why the devil's lettuce? The man has plastic plants in his office, and I still am concerned for their health and safety. Why not call it Leviathan's lettuce or something? He's lovingly pedantic enough to cultivate something. He doesn't like dirt, though. Maybe hydroponics? I still think that's a bit too damp for Lev. I mean, he's really into bonsai, but nothing else, and certainly nothing that might remotely cause any kind of mess. I mean, he won't even let me bring Pickle's cage into the admin building. He sent me a very strongly worded memo about it. But that doesn't stop me. Of course, you would all seek to undermine me, especially you. You look like you just threw the doors wide open to temptation. Doors, no. Legs, yes. And then I married him. But, you know, the temptation you're talking about, really don't have a problem turning that one down. Because I took an edible once, and then I watched How to Train Your Dragon 1, 2, and 3. Had a really deeply and actually kind of traumatic emotional response to that. So that temptation, no problem. But put a plate of fudge in front of me, I'll fold every time. But you would not cave so easily if you would not initially succumb to the siren call that led you astray. No, I want to see where this goes. So when I was 4 and stole chocolate chips from the bag, well, obviously someone in your family, in your bloodline, caved and infected all of you with that weakness. That is just not how that works. Like, feel how you want about the partaking of the herb. That's your personal choice, but you couldn't have focused all that energy literally anywhere else. I get being passionate, but passion without critical thought is just stupidity on steroids. You ran down a group of smokers with your car, claiming that you were going to cleanse the earth. You did that, and you are still fully bammed and boozled about why you are here. Honey, babe. Of course I had critical thought. How dare you say I had no critical thought? I drove a Honda! Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. But you know, help is such a 4-letter word. Meaning can change so much depending on inflection and context. So keep that in mind and maintain a healthy amount of fear as we move forth. What doing? Yeah, we'll get to that. But first we need to. What's going on with these? Where are your hands? At the end of my arms. And on mine hips, which, contrary to the enthusiasm with which I've been known to sing Shakira, are in fact capable of telling untruths. I'm super great at stretching. I've tried yoga, too boring. Tried hot yoga, too hot. Tried goat yoga, distracted by the goats. I should get a drill sergeant to direct me in yoga. I might get through it then. Those are factual statements, and, you know, in reference to the yoga, probably some very good points. I'd reconsider the drill sergeant thing, though. I had a drill sergeant for a brother-in-law, scared the shit out of me. I'm talking about, like, the angle of your wrists. Like, are wrists supposed to be that way? Is this, like, a thing that's unique to you, or is this, like, a thing that's unique to me? Or, like, what's the joint situation here? I don't know. You just take the back of your hands and you put them on your hips and let it do what it do. I'm not someone who needlessly concerns myself with things that aren't actually concerning. The bendiness of my joints? Not a problem. Giving the equality scritches to my pet megalodon that he deserves? Deeply concerning. You know why? Priorities. So, other than that deeply existential question, why are you here? So I know that you asked me how you could help me. I'm still kind of getting used to the whole being dead and, like, there being an afterlife thing. So I have plenty of questions about that, really, but, like, mostly I just saw that there was a line for this, and I didn't know if this was, like, important, and I didn't want to miss anything, so I just joined the line. Well, I guess as far as reasons for coming through the help desk goes, FOMO's as good a reason as any. I mean, but just so, like, you're aware, they'll answer your questions about death and being dead down on your level. You're just going to level 1, which, as far as therapy goes, is like a warm hug. Or a really good pie. Really depends on what your preference is. And down there, they have joint flexibility that won't concern you. Probably. Haha. Funny. But seriously, thank you for all your help. Back of your hands. Oh, sweetheart, just because you're dead doesn't mean your joints are going to move that way. Don't hurt yourself trying to be someone and something you're not. I learned that 6 lifetimes ago, but it did take me 4 lifetimes to learn that lesson, so just a casual piece of passing advice from a stranger. Hi, Sharky. It looks like I've got some deliveries for you today. So we've got a package for you. It looks like a book for Ruggy, a book for Lily. This one doesn't even have a man on it. And a letter for Penny. Well, it doesn't have a man on the front, but it does have a weapon, so she's still on brand. Way to go, Mom. Thanks, Maggie. Penny, you have a mail. And by that, I'm not talking about your husband. I'm talking about a piece of paper with your name on it, which could be equally exciting. Don't tell Greg I said that. I get that you are a disgruntled customer, but this is the help desk, not the we can bend the rules of the universe to achieve whatever you're wanting us to achieve desk. So no, you cannot get that person retroactively fired. I want to hear one good reason why not. One good reason. Good reason? Do you know what that is? That means you can't cite company policy. You know what company policy is? That is just the excuse of people who are trying to get out of doing their job. So give me that reason. I would love to hear it. Okay. Because you're dead, she's still alive, it happened 4 mortal years ago, and you're still mad that she wouldn't accept your return of an empty bag of candy that you had bought and eaten, then claimed you didn't like and brought it in to get your money back. She couldn't accept that because, A, it's store policy. I understand now that you can get into a lot of trouble if you go against the company policy. Really depends on who your managers are, but like she could have gotten into a lot of trouble. There's not much she could have done. And also, it's an asinine line of thinking. You consumed the thing you purchased. Yes, I ate it. But you know what? I wasn't just purchasing a bag of candy. I was purchasing edible enjoyment, and I did not receive any enjoyment. Of course, I wanted my money back. So you ate the entire bag. Like, not just 1 or 2, and then had a realization. The entire bag. Well, obviously I had to be certain that there wasn't something I was missing. Oh, you mean like common sense and basic decency? Please? Ah. Ugh. Hey, Penny. What's up? We had a mail delivery. Here's your book, and then the letter was for me. My dad died. I know I'm not necessarily the most qualified person at the desk, but do you want to talk about it? Oh, Ruggy, don't sell yourself short. You are just as qualified as the rest of us for everything that happens around here. I left a note at the front desk for my dad when he inevitably arrived, saying that despite what I did, I'm okay. I'm happy. I guess he didn't even ask about me or even my mom or anyone. No judgment, not by any belief system, not even universal judgment. He just went straight to the void. Which, it's his choice. It's a choice that we all have. It's an option that we all have, and I'll respect that, but he didn't even ask. I'm trying really hard not to be upset. I feel like being upset about what he did would make me a massive hypocrite. And I'm trying not to be selfish or angry. There's nothing you could have said or done differently, Reggie. You've been wonderful. Thank you for listening. It's just, I think I need a few minutes. Just kind of process on my own. Thank you. Yeah, no, you go take care of that. That's way more important than I was just a biologist, and I was wondering if I could come down and study the lava worms, because we didn't have those in the mortal world, and, fantasy fauna is, like, kind of a dream. But I could totally come back. She's important. You protect her. Yeah, of course, I'll head right up. Yeah, you take all the time you need for yourself, beautiful girl, but as soon as you need someone, I'll be there. All right. Love you. Hey, how's your headspace today? How good? I need to ask you a favor. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. Do not mistake me saying welcome for you actually being welcome. I do have a file on my desk for you, which means that in some capacity, you are meant to be down here. Due to some current personal things we have happening behind the desk right now, my tolerance for audacity is incredibly limited. So, factor that in. Cool. Is it too late to convert and, be judged by a different belief system? You went through general, unbiased, non-belief based universal judgment, and when you were sentenced to spend some time in a punishment realm, you were given a list of options to choose from, and you chose here. So no. Oh yeah, I knew that. I just didn't know if you knew that. You seem like a wonderful person. It's true, I'm a delight. Right up until I'm not. Like, I get that there's a fear of the unknown, but it's just therapy. So think brave thoughts. All the way down to level 2. Yeah, I'll be fine in a minute.
It'll take more than a minute. Trust me.
From one child of a father who went to the void to another. That'll take more than a minute. Greg called. He's outside if you want him, but he asked me if I could speak to you since I can relate at least a little. I respect that it was his choice. But still hurts. Understanding why someone does the things that they do doesn't mean it's not going to hurt. For me, anyway, it didn't make it hurt any less. It's not selfish to be hurt by this, to be upset or angry. I know I was. Anger's not evil. People can do evil things in anger, but anger's just an emotion. You govern it, not the other way around. Be angry if that's what you need. I loved my father. He was one of my heroes. And I understood why he made the decision that he did. It still hurt. I know that you had a different relationship with your father. But we're on two sides of the same painful coin. Grieving potential is just as painful, if not more so, than grieving memories. I'm sorry. I thought I'd forgiven myself for how I arrived in the afterlife. Because of that, I don't feel like I have a right to be upset about this. Like, if I'm upset, it makes me a hypocrite. Because how is what I did any different than this? Are you touchy? Can I touch your shoulder? It's different. You were a child Penny, you were hurt and scared and ashamed of something that you shouldn't have been ashamed for, but you were dealing with all of that on your own, and you had no way of knowing what came next. He was a fully grown adult standing in the afterlife with all of the information and answers and help he could ever want at his fingertips, and he made the fully informed decision to do what he did. It's different. It's okay. You know, wishing that the family you were born into is different doesn't negate the love that you have for your family now. It doesn't negate the love that we all have for you. So be upset. Grieve it. Be mad. Cry if you want. That's what Greg's for. I don't like being angry. It doesn't feel right. So this will be new. Belle, what was your last memory of your father? Technically, I was watching him walk into the void, but I focused more on a moment just a few hours before that where we were just having dinner, swapping stories, just having a good night together. That's my last memory of him really being my father. So that's the one that I focus on and hold on to. How about you? When we said goodnight, right before I went up to my room, it was normal. Good night. I see that face. This is a hugging moment, not a little sturdier than Greg, but it absorbs tears better. Proud of you. Hello, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. How did you die? Was it in a Black Friday shopping related incident? Please tell me it was in a Black Friday shopping related incident. Old age, actually. And I'm from heaven. I'm just down here to make sure that my mother-in-law is right where I said she'd be. People just don't die during Black Friday shopping like they used to do. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I guess it's a good thing, no, human life, but it's not a sign of the morality of the mortal world evolving. We're not living past greed. It's a sign of corporate greed and the financial hardship of the common person. Like, come on, if you're not willing to get into at least minor fisticuffs over a sale, it's not a good sale. Black Friday used to be so interesting around here, and now it's just quiet. Except for all the car fires. That was new. But anyway, so mother-in-law. I know I said this was the help desk, but this is also right here, my desk, and I am keeper of the tea. Go on. Oh, she attacked me in the hospital bed when I was recovering from giving birth to our oldest daughter, because she didn't believe that our daughter was my husband's. She was. So she attacked me, tried to steal the baby, got the whole maternity ward put in lockdown. I think she got tased in the hallway. She didn't have the baby at that point. Damn. Yeah? I've always appreciated Greg's mom, but I appreciate her even more now. And it helps that she makes a great pie. She really does. Oh, Lil, that looks like you've got a interesting one. Oh, look at that. This could be fun. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the hell. Stop talking and let me tell you how this is going to work. Oh. You're going to do everything that I tell you to do without question, hesitation, or complaint, because if you don't, I will do whatever I have to do to get you to cooperate. Ooh, whatever he has to do. Like what? Well, if nothing else, I will intimidate you into doing what I want. Bold move to flirt with a woman when she's sitting right next to her husband. Go ahead, flirt with her. I know she's hot. I also know what she'll do to you for continuing to breathe in her direction with that attitude, so, you know. Good luck. That is what I'll do to you if you don't do what I tell you. It is so much fun to see bullies and abusers lose their power. Ooh. That's your idea of intimidation? Really? Come on. I've been hitting the ass with nuts harder than you hit that desk. Ain't that the truth? I tuned into that conversation at the wrong point in time. What the heck? Okay, look, I know it was probably a really good comeback, but either remove his speaking privileges or just trapdoor his ass. Like that. Okay, so after your mother-in-law stole your car. Hi, welcome to hell. This is technically the help desk, but do you have a good story to tell or just complaints? I sent someone to the hospital because of dinosaur erotica once. So we're listening to nightmare in-law stories right now, which you are more than welcome to listen to while you wait. But please do wait because we will get to you. I would be more than happy to wait around and more than happy to listen on that because I thankfully never had to deal with any in-laws of my own self, but I have heard some stories. So what relevant plot points have I missed? Great. So among other things, the current story is her mother-in-law stole her car. We're just kind of getting into the details of that now. I'm so sorry if I'm asking a redundant question, but I got a little sidetracked. We have a new one. Did you say that she'd convinced herself that it was her car? Oh, no, it's not a redundant question at all. It was a weird situation. Believe me, I know. But yeah, that is what she told the cops, is that it was her car when they pulled her over invariably, and that I was hysterical and insane and a liar, and I was not fit to have children in my home, so they needed to take our children away. Anyway, so when the cops called her out on the fact that it was me and my husband's name on the title of the car and not hers, she said that because her son's name was on the title of the car and that she made and raised her son, that meant that she had a part ownership of the car and it couldn't possibly be stealing. Yeah, that didn't hold up in court, as you can imagine, and it made the holidays super awkward. I have so many questions. Why were you still having holidays with this woman? I mean, you deserve better than that. You gotta love yourself a little bit, babes. And that right there is the source of our biggest marital disagreements. He knew his mother was a treat. However, there was quite a sizable will that was going to happen. And, he was the youngest and the only boy and the apple of his crazy mother's eye. And we wanted to send our girls to college and retire comfortably. I mean, I kind of get it. Where there's a sizable will, there's a way to put up with bullshit. And she's paid for that bullshit now. But, girl, she tried to steal your baby. Oh, I missed that part of the lore. Oh, I hope this is what group therapy is like. Oh, please, please, please. Oh, I'm already in hell. I guess that ship is sailed. Please, 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 please. If anything tangible had ever threatened my baby, I would have redefined the universe's understanding of vengeance. As a bonus, you would have gotten the inheritance money earlier. What level is she on? Level 7. A bold 7, but 7. Appropriate. I mean, yeah, sure. Sure makes me appreciate my mother-in-law a whole lot more. Sent Lilith some flowers. Random soul. What's your deal? Oh, I think you guys are gonna love this. Well, I certainly hope so, but if not, because I've clearly already committed. So I sent a buddy of mine to the hospital one time, mostly on accident, because I got him a book of dinosaur erotica. Please don't make me explain what that is. Oh, we're familiar with what it is. Okay. So I got him that, and then I kind of threw it at him to be funny, but I threw it a little too hard, a little too accurately at his face in the corner of the spine, like hit him right in his eye. And we had to go to the hospital. He almost lost the eye, but didn't. And his insurance covered it. So if nothing really permanently bad happened, in my perspective, the story can still remain hilarious. I hope. You hoped correctly, my buddy, my pal. All the time should be story time. This is one of the best days of my afterlife. How do I get more of this? Who in line was Catholic? Okay, yeah, pop-up confessional booth at my desk. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help to... Alright then. Lily, darling, you want to call Mr. Bourdain? Tell him we've got a present for him. Oh, it would be my absolute and utter pleasure. Sharky, you're going to want a video camera for this one. Judy's laughing, and you're calling Anthony Bourdain. I don't know who that is, but I have a feeling I'm about to find out. Good morning, Mr. Bourdain. Kiss, kiss. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, we'll have him in a holding cell for you when you arrive, and don't worry about rushing down. He'll be here for a while. All right. Bye-bye. Henry Kissinger, political warmonger, and he committed war crimes as a hobby, basically. As I'm sure Judy is about to, get into here in a minute. I truly do not understand why I am here. Everything that I did was in service to my country, and I cannot be reviled for that. I was highly regarded in political circles. Being highly regarded by politicians isn't exactly the gold sticky star of morality that you seem to think it is, but unless, of course, you're too puffed up on and blinded by power and your own perceived greatness to realize that. Is that the case? I wouldn't expect you to understand, but powerful people are powerful for a reason, and they have very powerful opinions. Everything I did for a good reason, and I shouldn't be punished for that. Want a bet? Tell you what, darling, since I can see this conversation isn't going anywhere, why don't I read you some facts from your file, things you definitely did. Here's just the highlight reel. Maybe that'll help illuminate things for you. Okay? All right, let's see. You greenlit a Argentinian dictatorship? You see it now? No? All right, well, in a similar vein, you supported a military coup in Chile, installing a dictatorship where thousands of people were executed and or mysteriously disappeared. Starting to sense a bit of a pattern here? I see your mouth forming a word that I think might be Nobel, right? As in your Nobel Peace Prize that you somehow got. Well, let's talk about that. So your Vietnam peace talks, several of which you sabotaged for your own political gain. You also expanded that Vietnam War into Laos and Cambodia, advocating for, quote, the bombing of anything that moves. Got 2 million Vietnamese dead. And speaking of the carpet bombing of Cambodia, hundreds of thousands of civilians died in that. Are you still confused? Why? I just gave you about 2 million and a few 100,000 reasons why you should be down here. Tell you what. How about I use your own words, since clearly you have such a blatant disregard for civilians, and I am just a civilian reading words to you. So let me use your own words about your philosophy. That might help illuminate things. The illegal we do immediately, the unconstitutional just takes a little longer. Does that sound like words that should be in heaven, darling? I don't think so. There it is. All right. Are you confused about why you're on level 9 now? Oh, there's some world history for you. I believe this calls for a song. Please hold. Ding dong, Kissinger's dead, Kissinger's dead, Kissinger's dead. Ding dong, Henry Kissinger's dead. Judy is scaring the absolute shit out of me, all because Henry Kissinger's dead. I know I just got here, and I really should know better than to question anything that happens at the help desk at this point. But one, why is the floor sticky? And two, what's going on with Sharky's little setup over there? Oh, hey Dante. The floor is Henry Kissinger before he regenerated. And the Sharky thing, Sharky decided to set up a Catholic-style confessional in order to get more tea. It's going about as well as you might think, but not as bad as you might expect. About as well as I think, but not as bad as I'd expect. Hello and welcome to Hell's Confessional Desk. Oh, fuck. Confess. Why do you have toilet paper wrapped around your neck? Given my height and the shark onesie, I figured I needed to do something to make me look a little bit priesty to make this bit work. I wasn't willing to go down that many stairs to get an actual one of these things off of someone. When I asked a peer for a collar, I was handed something made of purple leather that really doesn't resemble at all what I think these are supposed to look like, unless I just have not paid attention to the mortal world, which is entirely possible. I didn't like the printer paper that I tried. It was too stiff, and I didn't like the noise that it made when I moved, so it's toilet paper. Do you have something non-schmexual that you would like to confess, my child? Oh, non-sexual. This just got a lot shorter. When I was little, I stole my brother's toys, and I did on purpose destroy one of my sister's Barbies, which in retrospect, I do feel bad about that. I think it was like 3rd or 4th grade, I forgot to feed the class lizard for my week, that it was, you know, my job to do so. When I was older, I hooked up with one of my buddy's exes. They were exes. He was a idiot, and she was a 10, but I still, you know, broke the code. I flirted with my boss's daughter at the Christmas party. She was overage. Still. I did tend to take credit for other people's good ideas, like pass them off as my own and then never share the glory. So I get that was bad. How about arson? Or like some really great gossip you overheard? A generational feud? Like anything that's not like listening to paint dry. No, I never really listened to gossip. Like I would hear it and just not pay attention. I never got any details. So it's just, you know, not my thing. So I don't have any of that for you. But it's been nice to get this off my chest. So what do you have for me? Oh, right. So I haven't gotten to this part of the confessional like thing before because people usually just spill their tea and go, given the context here. But hold on. It'll I really didn't pay as good of attention to this part of the article as I should have. It has to do with Marys and fathers. Bail out 3 Marys and think about your father. That's an update to the tradition I didn't expect. But thank you. Bail out 3 Marys. I'll admit it, this wasn't my best idea. The idea had promise, but that promise was a lie. But you know what? I think I'm going to pull the Catholic out of storage because, like, they're a whole vibe, you know? That means I need to bring the emotional support Protestant too, but there's drama there. I can work with this.
Do me a favor. Be sweet to Elle. She kind of has a crush on you.
Really? I had no idea.
Of course she didn't. Boys never do. Shut up!
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Yes, I know the Muffin Man. Who lives on Drury Lane?
Well, she's married to the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man!
Man, I feel like a woman.
I just want you to fuck me to sleep. Trap, bunny, bubble. My cheeks clap, daddy. So lay me down while I arch that ass back. I need that good pipe, daddy.
Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. How can we help you? Oh, well, that's not the kind of attitude that one of Santa's little helpers should have at this time of year. It's actually more like Satan's little helpers, even though he usually prefers Lucifer. This time of year, he's pretty chill with it because of all the little kids writing Christmas letters to Satan instead of to Santa. He takes them very seriously. That's them, though. How can I help you? Oh, well, Satan, Santa, whatever. That doesn't explain your attitude, though. Like, you work at a front-facing job. Let's have a little bit of holiday cheer. Celebrate the reason for the season. Ma'am, the whole reason for the season is out currently getting absolutely toasted on mulled wine with Loki and going to the mortal world to rearrange nativity scenes to be inappropriate and or painting crazy eyes on the supposed baby version of himself. It's not even his actual birthday. Look, it was really hard for me to wrap my whole head around, like, the idea of, like, Christmas not being what I thought it was. Kind of like realizing that men had the same amount of ribs as women. But, you know, we got there. All that aside, well, other than my attitude, what do you want? What do you need? Oh, well, I don't know, and I was hoping you could help me with that. Help you with what? I can't help you if I don't know what the problem is. Oh, I don't know what the problem is. I just know that I'm kind of generally dissatisfied, and I was hoping that you could help me identify and take care of that. Okay. What level were you told to go to? Because I'm pretty sure the answers will be found there. Oh, I don't concern myself with stuff like that. I mean, someone's got to have that written down somewhere. I mean, you'll be able to find that, right? I'm just kind of, you know, I have other things I want to concern myself with. Side note, your decorations are very dark, a little moody, kind of like a gothic Christmas. You could make it a little bit more welcoming with, like some elves, something that wouldn't frighten children. Well, they're not really Christmas decorations. It's the afterlife. This is hell. They do more of like winter solstice and Yule kind of stuff, and we all voted on the theme, and Gothic Holidays won. Level 2, which is where you're going, they voted and they're doing a glittery winter wonderland theme that I think you would really enjoy. So if you just head down there, all will be well. Oh, level 2, I can do that. Thank you so much. I cannot believe that they have you working during the holiday season. Why would they do that? I think that your presence and the fact that we're having this conversation would answer that question. Hear ye, the boys are back in town. Boys! Listen, you're very cute, but there is absolutely no way that you can explain nuns to me in a way that's going to make that concept, like, any less weird. How can you still not get it? We have been over this so many times. This conversation is a well-trodden path. Not nearly as well-trodden as the road between most monasteries and nunneries, apparently. Yeah, that's right, I pay attention when you're watching the History Channel. It was not all of them, and it's the History Channel. History, it was ancient times. Oh, that's right, because modern Catholic priests have never done anything immoral. Oh, wait. Thank you for your attention. So, do you guys want a friendship bracelet or a get-along shirt? Or a muzzle? Don't make that weird. I feel you wanting to make that weird. I didn't say anything. You know, sometimes things seem like a bad idea because they are a bad idea. This is a bad idea. I do tech support, not emotional support, and certainly not couples therapy. If you have a technical question, no you don't, because I watched them pull you out of storage, and I know how things work down here. Don't touch my stuff, and don't ask about the ducks. I mean, that seems reasonable. I mean, yeah, that's fine. Though, in the name of, neighborly peace, we were wondering if you could maybe help us solve an argument. So, like, in life, what were you? Tech support. No, like, what religion? There are no gods in tech support, only weird personal shrines and the undying hope that an actually interesting work ticket will come through, or you'll get a customer with common sense, or at the bare minimum, manners. Amen. So, like, as a tech guy, what can you tell me about Y2K? Oh my god. I'm going home. Uh-oh. They broke tech support, John. Sharky, what have you done? My best. As per usual. Look, they're just supposed to be kind of mildly entertaining. They weren't really supposed to cause that much of a ruckus. I mean, the first time was what it was, but they're different now, and just, the only empty desk we had was right next to tech support, John, and they're not actually supposed to deal with souls. I know they're talking to one right now. Oh, that's not just a soul, that's Belinda. That's the witch that did that hex at the party when she was a little bit toasted. You have to go say something before they offend her, and she hexes us. I can't do it, because she doesn't like me, because I might have liberated one of her toads. What is even happening today? Why did you steal a toad? Because we were decorating for the holidays, and I needed it. Ooh, I hope that's not what she's here for. It's gainfully employed now. A toad. I can't help but feel like you might be focusing a little bit on the wrong thing here, because in case you hadn't noticed, we are about to get hexed because those two have the combined social graces of a singular raccoon. Okay, maybe there's a little bit of frustration having to do with the toad, but that could all be explained and cleared up with a good conversation. But no, they're being themselves. I need you to go, stop that, because I don't know what she's gonna do to us. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. I am so sorry that no one has spoken to you yet. I'm not sure what's going on, but it looks like something is. It doesn't look like I've got a file for you, babe. So are you here to visit someone or to use the facilities? Facilities, but I had some other questions while I was down here. It's no big deal, though. Don't worry about it. I'm happy to wait. Why don't you take care of whatever that is? You sure? Great, thank you. I will try and make it fast. Rocky, baby, what's going on? I smell magic. Yeah, this one might actually be on me. Hi, Angel. Hi. So I know that I look like your super smoochable beloved. Please don't actually smooch your beloved, because contrary to appearance, it's, Sharky. I can explain. Sharky, I don't think the explanation is going to help nearly as much as you think it's going to. Hi, babe. It's actually Ruggy over here. Wow, this angle makes you look really tall. Looks looks good. Thank you. I know it's you and their rugs. It's just really weird for me to hear those words coming out of that mouth. I'm getting over it though, but I'll deal. Okay, so you two got body swapped. Yes. I also know, as in, it wasn't just us that got body swapped. Oh my god, Murgy, how do you deal with this much hair? I don't know, Sharky. Probably the same way you deal with having your hood on all the time. Yeah, Angel, it's... You are so tall. How about you, shut up? Fair. Sorry. Yeah, as far as we can tell, everyone at the desk got swapped with somebody. It's a good thing you didn't show up any earlier, actually, because this just happened. Okay. So everyone at the desk got swapped. So we just need to figure out who's who. Belle, do you have any better idea of what's going on? Nope, not the faintest idea. Can't say I'm mad about it, though. Why are you wearing this bra? You had plans for later. Yeah, and depending on how this goes, I still might. Okay, you know what? I thought the wings were going to be the trippiest part of this experience. It's the tail. That is entirely too much sensory input coming from that part of my body, and I can't stop it moving, and I don't know what to do with that. It's... Hello, old friend. You look different from this angle. Honestly, I think we could probably leave them like that for a while, and they'd be fine with it. Belle, I thought you were doing office stuff today. What are you doing up here? I was, but somebody got tired of me not answering my phone and sent a picture to distract me. This is not the bra that was in that picture. I'm not mad about it, but closer inspection may be necessary. Okay. Penny, who's not actually Penny. Who are you? And you look like you're about to cry. Are you okay? It's Dante, and I'm trying really hard not to touch anything or focus on how this body feels, because I don't want Miss Penny or Mr. Greg to kill me, but the ringer on my finger's kind of freaking me out, and there's something snugger on my rib cage, and I want to scratch at it. Oh. Dante, it's okay, you're not going to get in trouble for something that isn't your fault. As for the rib thing, I think that's my bra, and you can scratch on the sides. That's okay, but as for the ring, please leave the ring on. Please leave the ring on. Huh? Okay. Penny, or Dante, just breathe. It'll be okay. We'll get this all sorted out. It'll be okay. Sharky, whatever you did, you need to undo it. Does this have to do with the toad? It might have had a little bit of everything to do with the toad. Hey, this is the line for the help desk, right? What's the holdup? Oh, they got body swapped, and obviously they've got to figure that out before they can help any of us, so we're all patiently waiting. Yeah, there's no way that actually happened. Look, I'm just here because of, like, a little misunderstanding and people not being able to take a joke or, like, realize when something is funny. So if I could just, like, sneak around you... Nope. And I doubt any of the rest of us are gonna let you by either. Why exactly are you here? Well, allegedly, I humiliated my wife on our wedding day. Like, it was a joke, right? Like, all I said was I was looking forward to tapping that ass as often as I could. Come on. I'm sorry, you said that at your own wedding reception? No, I said that at the altar. Those were my vows. Are you Okay, I need to focus for this next part, so I'm gonna let you down. Go, have fun. Okay, Catholic and the Protestant. Have they swapped? I mean, I would assume so. They were the ones who were talking to Belinda before and when the switch happened, so they don't seem to be acting any different, though. Swapped, not swapped. On a normal day, they're the same basic person in slightly different fonts. There's Times New Roman, and there's Times New Roman italicized. The Protestant and the Catholic. Oh, I've got this. Hey, guys. Peace be with you. Ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm really confused right now, and something weird, I think, is happening. And also with you. Ooh, call and response gets the Catholics every time. Yeah, they swapped. What a truly shocking turn of events that is. Okay, so the Catholic and the Protestant swapped. Belle and Lily swapped. You two swapped. Penny and Dante swapped. How are you guys doing, by the way? Not gonna lie, I'm still a little freaked out, but I'm okay. Could you go to the right a little bit, please? Oh, yeah, I know the spot you're talking about. It always bugs me, too. Okay. Judy? Not Judy, or Judy. Belinda is audacious, I'll give her that, but she ain't stupid. She wouldn't dare. Sharky, honey, I think it's time you have a mature conversation with her about a toad. Hey, so I am bored and avoiding doing paperwork, and I heard something was going down at the help desk. Hello, Flower Power. What's up, beef? Yeah, they are a little weird. I'm not gonna... Sorry, Azzy, that was a reflex. Bonjour. Porqué? You sound weird. Maybe that's because both my eardrums are on the same side of my head. That was a good hit. And a girl, princess. I simultaneously regret nothing and feel really bad. Azzy, whoa. Oh, that's weird to see you at eye level. Okay, but can you see straight again? Hi. So what's happening at the help desk is that somebody pissed off a witch and we all got body swapped, including Belle and I, Lily. I've got a bit of a reflex when someone smacks my ass and I know it's not him, so that's what that was. I'm really sorry. That's a lot harder than I've ever hit anything before. I know, it was really hot. Oh. That's damp. Fascinating. How you doing, Azzy? Hello. How hard did you hit me? Okay. So, I just smacked Lily's ass. Yeah, when you put it that way, it's less funny, but she got a good hit in, though. Yeah, that one, did. Dude, ass slaps are how I've greeted you since we were, like, kids, though, so, like, don't even think about it. No, I don't think you should let him up yet. Hi, excuse me. Yeah, this is the line for the help desk, even though we're not really very line-like right now. They all got body swapped, and obviously they have to deal with that before they can deal with us. So while we are waiting, we're staging a bit of an intervention for this one guy. Ask anyone. It's my turn. You were a blight on humanity, and more than that, now that you are here, your presence is a boil on the ass of hell, Cody. Is this the wedding guy? Oh, yeah. You messed up, dude. Even I think that's messed up. So, any insults flung your way really should be done with the full power of the diaphragm. I've been to the help desk before. It was a mistake for me to complain then. And it's a mistake to complain now. Reggie, like, other than the hair, I feel like your body is, like, a very nice place to be. Like, I feel luscious. It's nice. Also, like, the extra boop and height gives me access to information that I didn't think I was missing out on, but low perspective. Where are you two going? Oh, don't worry about it. And if you need anything from the supply closet, no, you don't. I'm gonna go conduct a thorough scientific study because science is important. Keep an eye on Azzy, would you? Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I never saw that coming. Frankly, I'm surprised it took him this long. I don't want to see it coming. I don't want to hear it coming. I don't want to know it's coming. If I get sibling out of it, I won't be mad. But until then, as far as I'm concerned, the storage closet is dead to us. We don't even have a storage closet. How you doing, Azzy? Mom bopped you pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, she did. So, Belinda. Okay. No, thank you. I mean, yes, I'm thirsty, but I don't want to drink anything because then I'll have to pee. That's a very fair point. Hopefully this doesn't go on too long. We're both going to get back into dehydrated bodies. Please don't kill me, please don't kiss me, please don't kill me, please don't kiss me, please don't kill me, please don't kiss me. I heard something was happening at the help desk. You're not Penny. Where is Penny and what's going on? Ugh. I'm right here. You look so different from this angle. As for what happened, Sharky stole Belinda's toad. Belinda then hexed all of us and we got body swapped, including Dante and I. And Sharky, currently in Reggie's body, was just going to apologize and get this all sorted out. Yeah, I'm going. She's waiting in the break room. But I just gotta say, before I do this whole thing, how are we supposed to have holiday decorations without a mistletoe? And secondly, this is a gainfully employed toad. Not all toads can be mistletoes. It requires a certain panache, a certain zhuzh. You think anyone could just do this? No. Appreciate him and his effort and Belinda's selfishness. Don't get me wrong, I agree with you, even though it's more of a nerf toad than a mistletoe, but I would probably leave that last part out. Okay, you're all in line for the help desk, which is currently otherwise occupied in the sake of not overwhelming them when they get back up and running. Do any of you have any actually important problems? Do you really? Better. Except for the ones who are down here for a visit or to use the facilities, the rest of you disperse or you will find yourselves on level 9. I'm already supposed to be going to level 9, so then do what you're told or level 9 will get worse for you. Didn't know that was an option, but thank you for the opportunity to avoid it. The rest of you are more than welcome to wait, sadly not in the break room. That is where a very important apology is taking place. However, you are free to wander around here as you wish. Dante, you look incredibly dehydrated, bud. You can drink water. It's all right. It's okay. Oh, I'm good. Thank you, though, sir. I am very aware of my reputation, and I'm used to seeing people be rather uncomfortable in my presence. I don't like it, but I'm used to it. I know it's not Penny behind those eyes, but it's breaking my heart to see that expression on that face. I know it's you in there, Dante, but I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not upset with you. Why are you so scared of me? Sir, I am trying very, 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 very hard to be respectful of Miss Penny's body because I like Miss Penny, and I know that if I do something disrespectful, even on accident, if her disappointment in me doesn't kill me, then you might, because you're very good at your job. Also, sir, you're kind of intimidating, and I know that you're smart, so you know that, but I've seen you around the help desk, and you have a very low tolerance for bullshit, and I might be fairly responsible for a teenager, but I'm still a teenager, so there's still a pretty significant portion of me that's made up of bullshit at this point in my life. I very much appreciate you being respectful of Penny's body, and I know she does too. And it's true, I do have a fairly low tolerance for bullshit, but it's usually the entitled soul bullshit that really pushes me over the edge. My best friends are Angel and Belle, and as far as Belle is concerned, Asmodeus usually isn't too far behind, so clearly there is an element of ridiculousness that I actually really enjoy. As far as teenagers go, Dante, you are doing great. I mean, you should see some of the stuff that we got up to when we were kids. But even if you weren't doing great, you have nothing to fear from me. Ever. Penny tells me you like to draw. A little. Mechanical ideas and diagrams, mostly. Still drawing? It helps to have that visual, doesn't it, when you're trying to flesh out an idea? I do that when I'm trying to come up with ideas for pottery projects. What kind of projects, sir? Do you understand why I am upset? You ask to hold the toad, and then you abscond with the toad. How was I supposed to know what was going on? All of my animals have carefully curated habitats, every inch of which is specifically designed to maximize their happiness, healthiness, and well-being. I know that they're afterlife animals, and not technically alive, but it's the principle of the thing. It is animal husbandry at its finest, and I know that you take very good care of your sharks, but sharks and toads are very different things, and now you're telling me that it's employed? When was the last time you fed him? Does he have any substrate? Is he properly moisturized? How can a toad be employed? What possible use could you have? These are all very valid concerns, and I'm sorry for absconding with the toad and for not stating my intentions with the toad and not giving you, like, a promise and a detailed plan of how we were going to take care of the toad. And he is gainfully employed. We all love him very much. He has a full benefits package because he's our mistletoe for our holiday decorations. We set up a misting system for him. The interns at the gate really enjoy feeding him. He's very well cared for, even if he, you know, is a mistletoe at the moment. That is very clever, actually, and adorable. And he doesn't appear distressed. He actually seems quite content. And I accept your apology. Tell you what, if you show me how you plan on taking care of the toad and how you've been taking care of the toad, and that if I see that he will be not just adequately taken care of, but exceptionally taken care of, not only will I reverse the hex, but you can keep the mistletoe. We are back in the correct bodies, baby, and we've got a mistletoe. Put honor on his name when we come up with one. Welcome, and I mean that actually sincerely, to the help desk. What are we doing? Good. I'm really glad you guys got that figured out. It seemed like it was a little bit of a stressful situation for you guys there for a bit, and I really do enjoy the fun little play on mistletoe. That's a fun way to shake up the season. I am just here to use your facilities. I heard you guys had sensory deprivation pods or massage chairs, just ways to kind of relax and decompress, but also have like social support while I did that. I worked in veterinary medicine, and I don't know if you know anything about working vet med during the holiday season, but it requires some decompressing from. Oh, yeah. The Rainbow Bridge does tend to get kind of busy this time of year, but if it makes you feel any better, know that when all the animals arrived, they are gloriously and ridiculously loved. It's a very happy place. You are more than welcome to visit if you want to. But, yeah, it does seem like a lot of the vet med people who actually care about their job and, you know, the animals are kind of going through it a lot. Almost all the time, actually. So you are more than welcome to use any of the relaxation stuff. It's all down on level 1. But before you go, would you like to hold the mistletoe? I would love to hold the mistletoe. So, what are the rules of the mistletoe? Do you kiss or fight whoever you meet underneath it? Let's file that under things I did not fully consider before following this idea through. Honestly, my instinct says this is a toad with weaponry strapped to its back. The rules are going to be kind of whatever we make it. So, meet me under the mistletoe can mean anything from someone's altar getting decked to do you want to exchange snacks to would you like to exchange a tasteful smoocheroonie to you want to have a very different kind of white Christmas. It's, you know, context and communication is going to be very important, I think, on this one. Did you hear... Shucky, did you just make the kind of joke I think you just made? Have you met the people who raised me? I know what's up. And besides, I am nothing if not realistic about the people who work at this desk and at the gate. As long as I don't see it, hear it, know about it, or have to clean up after it, all will be well. So, anyway, back to the important part of the conversation here. I think we should call the toad Robert. Very interesting day we're having here at the help desk. Oh, it is nice to be back, though. It's just everything is at the height and the proportion and just right where it should be. I'll get to you guys in a second. I just need a minute to settle back into my body. Is Asmodeus okay? Like, does he need to go see someone? I'm gonna send a picture of him to Soraya and see what she has to say. Honestly, he might need to go see a healer, but I don't think that Lily got him that good. Oh, Soraya says that's his deep thinking face and she's gonna come get him soon. Yeah, no, I think that wraps that up. So do you want to move on from the foreplay section? Oh, hold on. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. Some of us are suffering from a little post-hex malaise, so we are just not going to be as witty and, entertaining and perhaps as energetic as we otherwise normally would be, but we are still sexy, though, just in a ailing kind of way. What can I do for you? You sound awful. Really? I hadn't noticed. Do you have anything actually important to ask me, or are you just being a pill? Because you're currently interrupting a very important scientific study. Oh, I don't believe in science. It's just intellectual nonsense, But while I've got you here, I'd love to debate morality and the possible existence or non-existence of it with you. I mean, if I'm wrong, I've clearly got nothing to lose. But if I'm right, just for the sake of argument, I'll be the devil's advocate here. So I'm gonna stop you right there, honey babe, because in this conversation, I am quite literally the actual devil's advocate. And I know that because I work here. And there is literally nothing I would rather do less when I don't feel great than have some morality debate with a pseudo-intellectual dude bro who's not interested in having a productive conversation. You just want a chance to be argumentative and feel superior. You know what level you need to go down to. Move. Get him, princess. Baby. Oh, I want to ask about the hip thing. Asmodeus, dude, are you seriously mad that she hit you like that? No, why would I be mad at her for that? We're all warriors here. It was a good hit. A great hit, even. Really turned my brain into a maraca. I spoke French, which is interesting considering that you and I have been training together since I was 5 years old, and considering the fact that you're a year older, you would think that that would have happened at least once before this. No, it's happened. It's just, I hit you so hard you don't remember it. Belle, honey, you guys aren't little kids anymore. You're both fully grown, responsible, respected warriors. And I think you can both handle a no-holds-barred fight as long as you communicate boundaries and expectations and all of that. Just for my and Soraya's sake, please have a healer on standby. Is that acceptable to both of you? The healer is a reasonable stipulation. I'm in. Good. You're gonna need it. Alright, I'm down. Just not right now. We're kind of in the middle of later. Cool. Alright, so there was this thing that you did with my hips, and it made me see music. So, do you remember exactly what that was, and can you describe kind of like how you did that? Oh, yeah, you do that. Yeah, I was just trying to mimic you. I figured if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I did not realize how sensitive the base of your tail was. Like, I feel like that opens up a world of possibilities.
Oh my god, I recently bit Becca's butt. I could say this. I'm a beer in. I'm okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I recently bit her butt, and I was like, yes, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Did you leave teeth?
No, they all stayed in my mouth.
Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. Would you like to try my patience or the ancient, tried and true cardio exercise known as the stairs? Hi, I am totally fine with doing the stairs. I'll do that in a minute, but I'm trying to win this like decades-long argument despite the fact that the other person isn't here to appreciate the fact that I was right. You seem like a very confident person, right? No matter how confident you are, you can still have personal insecurities about yourself and like the way that you look. right? Because I thought I did a really, really good job of like learning to love my body for just like what it was. But no matter how confident in that I got, I was still so insecure about the way the girls like just sat unsupported and they were just like out. Because it's not like there was a lot there, but there was enough for gravity to work on. And it's not like they were perky, but like confident people can have insecurities too, right? Right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think that having, personal insecurities is one of the less awesome aspects of existing for women, men, non-binary, no matter. If you have a form, there's probably something on that form you're a little bit insecure about, right? But you can't let one insecurity ruin the entire scope of your confidence. It's like, I don't enjoy the taste of like a spoonful of flour, right? But I sure enjoy it when it's in a cake. And that particular one, I've worried about that. Who among us with that equipment hasn't worried about that? I mean, if they look perfect all the time, they're either the universe's favorite or they're fake. But, okay, show of hands. Who here has felt insecure about how their titties sit when they're just out? I feel that, especially after I had my son. That was a deep personal adjustment I had to make. Now, do you see why you're being silly? You're holding her to standards of womanhood that you yourself have shunned and aren't meeting. Well, I do understand why you're upset. However, it's not a universal insecurity, but it certainly seems like it is a common one, and you are absolutely correct. You can be confident and still have one or two insecurities. You just don't let those insecurities ruin the foundation of your self-worth. It's just called being a person, really. So, congratulations. You have won the argument despite the fact the other person isn't here to appreciate it. But when they die, and they will, you will be able to inform them of the error of their ways. So, in that spirit, move boldly and confidently forward with just a little bit of insecurity. This is the way. For the rest of you, mostly, because I'm pretty much perfect, except for the fact that I am short and sometimes make bad decisions because I'm flawed. But other than that, perfection. Ooh, we got a stomper, everybody. Who is she going for? It better not be me. Did anyone else get the text from the front desk about the bride supposedly heading our way? Something about modesty and shaming. Lily or Judy, you might have to take that one. I just don't have it in me today. Judy's in the middle of doing that common sense reconstruction on the soul that showed up this morning, so I'll get more coffee. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk where I've got plenty of leftover issues from being raised in purity culture that I am more than happy to work out at any point in time. I do believe you're the one that we were warned about. How can we help you? Warned about me? Everyone is saying that I'm the judgmental one, but obviously it's not me. It's you. It's the people who warned you about me. It's everyone. All I did was take a stand for the one true religion, my God, and my values. And I am being so needlessly judged for it. People are being so hateful, but if this is the experience that I must go through to be a martyr for God, then I am honored to suffer for my beliefs. I'm sure you are. The martyrdom kink is strong in the Christian community, especially the American one, but I digress. And you, judgy. No. What an interesting wedding ring. Or engagement ring? Wedding. Looks like you were married too, and had quite a lot to say about it. I was. It was a beautiful, holy union. I'm sorry for you, though. Oh, don't worry. There were holes involved in my union, too. We just spelled and used them differently. That is what your incredibly sincere sorriness for me is for. Right? Said it before, and I'll say it again. It's creepy when she decides to go hunting. Obviously not everyone shares that sentiment. Mother, begin the feast. No, that's not what I'm sorry for. I don't even understand that. No, it's pretty evident from the fact that you work here that you never had the backbone to stand up for yourself and your value as a woman, so you probably caved to the trends and wore a really immodest dress on your big day, so no, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry that you had to be ugly and trashy on your wedding day. Unlike me, who was a beacon on a hill for modesty.
Finish her.
There it is. Ooh, I have been waiting for you to go there since I picked up your file and saw that this was like a thing for you, but this did not properly convey that tone. Girl, I know the saying is that there's a special place in hell for people who do XYZ. It's more like there's special punishments and conversations that happen for people down here who do XYZ, and you're going to experience a few of those for using your joy as an excuse to put down and shame other women. I looked beautiful on my wedding day, and you would have too if not for your shitty attitude and pseudo-moral superiority. So, you want to look me in the eyes again and tell me that you're not judgy? I'm not. I am not judgy. There is nothing uglier than an immodest bride whose dress leaves nothing to the imagination. That's not me being judgmental. That's a fact. It's you who's making it judgmental. You and everyone else. You're the judgy ones. Allow me to use my communications degree to the full extent of its efficacy. Your rhetoric is flawed, and that's not how words work. 4 years of college, $100,000, and nearly as many mental breakdowns for that little piece of knowledge. I was going to try and be nice. Really, I was. But since you've decided to double down, it's playtime, baby. Let's go. Oh, good. Now it's going to get brutal. So, despite the fact that I'm bi, let me get this straight. You were judged according to the belief system that you asked to be judged by. That system then sent you down to hell, and then you had the audacity to come up to my help desk and complain about that and claim that you're not judgmental, even though being judgmental is a defining part, if not the defining part of your personality. All right, you want to run your mouth? Welcome to the playground. I'll even be generous. Tag, you're it. I am not judgmental. I am a follower of the one true religion, and this is Catholic persecution. Untag, my turn. Yeah, when people say Catholic persecution, they're really not talking about Catholics being persecuted. Usually they're talking about being persecuted by the Catholic Church. I would invite you to open a history book. History books are written by enemies of God and the Church. Anyone who needs to research the Church is wrong. All the research they're going to be doing is just reading books written by our enemies. Why would they need to research the Church written by anyone other than those inside of it? If you want to know about the Church, who better to tell you than the Church themselves? No, officer, I didn't kill that man. Despite the fact that his body was found in my yard, I'm covered in his blood and holding what you strongly suspect to be the murder weapon, because I can tell you right now I didn't kill him, because who better to tell you about myself than me? See why that doesn't really hold up? You are talking and drawing examples from base human experiences. Catholics would never do that. The Catholic Church would never do that. Why would they lie about who they are? The Catholic Church is better than us mere mortals, and that is why Catholicism is the one true religion, despite those few of us who have lost their way and fallen to the trap of immodesty. Oh yeah, let's fucking go. Okay, so when your little Judgy McJudgerson from Judgyville slideshow about your wedding that, you used to call other brides ugly for what they were or weren't wearing on their wedding day, despite the fact that brides are, by definition, beautiful, you claimed that you and you alone finally proved that modesty and beauty are compatible, despite the fact that Muslim girlies have been slaying that game for decades now, at least based on what I've seen on Pinterest. I suppose their bodies are covered, but they're doing it for the wrong reasons and the wrong beliefs, and that tarnishes any fabric modesty that they might be having and really denies them beauty. The fuck kind of Catholic is this? I thought the Catholics were like otherwise fairly chill. They just had a little bit of wine, had a little bit of a cracker, lived like normal people, came in, felt very bad in confession, did a couple prayers, went back out and lived like normal people again. Am I wrong? I know there's exceptions to every rule, but you. Answer me. Please leave him out of this. He had a really long night. That is not the same kind of Catholic. I don't know what's going on there. And he's not the ultimate Catholic translator. Like, he doesn't even speak Italian or Latin or whatever they're supposed to feel special about. Incorrect beliefs That's fascinating that you bring that up. Really, it is. Because in the directory that we have, the number for your God and their God is the same because it's the same guy. Now that is a fact, unlike the horseshit you were spinning about immodest brides being ugly. And that's a fact because it is verifiable and tangible. At least until he decides to get a new phone number on a whim, like an asshole. But I don't blame him, because eternity is a long time. I'm sure he gets bored. Might as well shake it up with a new phone number, but the paperwork, honestly. But anyway, you claiming to pioneer the fact that beauty and modesty are compatible, it's bullshit. There's nothing modest about your attitude. There's nothing beautiful about it either. Beauty is compatible with a lot of stuff, including sexiness. Beauty is compatible with showing skin. Beauty is compatible with covering stuff up. Beauty comes from within, and you are not only an ugly bitch, but a sanctimonious one as well. There's not even that much that's interesting about you. The psychology of what you're doing, honey, you're not pioneering new ground here. You deciding to redline it for Catholicism and modesty, those are very personal decisions. Be Catholic, who cares? Be modest, who cares? But you deciding to bandstand that shit, you go out there and you use that and you get the rejection and use that as confirmation that you are right. You are the keeper of truth. It's called a rejection confirmation bias. It happens a fair bit in religions. Look it up. It'll be interesting for you when you're doing your whole growth, if you're capable of that. You're using all of this to cover up the fact that there's just not much to you, and I think you're too scared to go deep and actually develop your empathy. You are so shallow that I could stand in a puddle of you in my socks and not get my feet wet right now. And the majority of that puddle will be made up of your ugly ass wedding dress, girl. I was going to let you have it. I really was going to let you have that. Because I'm like, hey, she made her own dress. Maybe she got a friend to make it for her. It had sentimental value. But the second you decided to be hateful and use your big day to put other women down was the second I decided to be petty. And here we are. Tag. You're it. Would have been more merciful for that to have gotten violent. That was Lily being merciful. You should see what that soul said about survivors of assault. My mama's gonna drag a bitch, that bitch is gonna deserve it, and then she's gonna get sent down to her level. Breaking news, a person is incorrect. It is not incorrect, that's how it's written. I don't care how it's written. We're not talking about a gourd here. Gourd over yourself. Here, settle this. Mom, Lily, what did your mother call you?
The reason why she had gray hair?
No, affectionately. Bug? The other one.
Pumpkin.
Ah! Pumpkin. Not pumpkin. Pumpkin. When being used as a term of endearment, it should be much like the I at the grocery store. There should be no P in the middle of it. Huzzah! That's still incorrect. Why are you using her as a source? She says Toronto wrong. Why should I pay attention to anything that you guys have to say?
Did you get offended every time you heard an accent different from yours? Because if so, that would explain a bit of your presence here.
I have a North American West Coast accent, dude. We tend to drop a lot of the T's in the middle of our words.
Toronto, Santa Cruz, Santa Ana, Santa Claus. Get fucked.
Yeah, that. And you should listen to us because we work here. And you were sent here, pumpkin. So do you want to go peacefully down to your level, or do you want to stand here and continue to be upset by silent letters? Because if so, I am looking forward to introducing you to the wide world of French.
Hey, buddy, you want to help a guy out here? No, by hitting accept cookies, that doesn't mean you're placing a cookie order. Your computer's not going to start spitting out chocolate chip. No. Screaming isn't going to help you, sir. I'm here to help. Yeah, by hitting accept cookies, that means your computer wants cookies. So just open up the back and start shoving them in. What kind of place is this? All right. If I admit you were right about the pumpkin thing, and I let her say whatever she wants, be it correctly pronounced or not, is that enough to convince you to let me go? Well, there's still the general shittiness of your life and how you lived it, and the fact that you never felt any remorse for it, and the any remorse that you expressed was purely performative, and you were trying to get out of trouble, kind of like what you're trying to do now. Also, the airplane incident was fucked, dude. So, no. What do you mean? No! Sorry, should have waited for you to be centered on that one. But other than that, Pumpkin, I have no regrets. What's the Duolingo all up to these days? Is he hungry? Because if he wants to consume someone who's disrespectful of languages, we have one for him. Not me. I'm on a streak. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. Help desk. How can we help you? Yes, I'm looking for customer service. Well, you found it. This is the help desk. What can we do for you? You seem young, so I'll talk slower. Yes, you are correct. I see that this is the help desk, but I don't want the help desk. I want customer service. I didn't misunderstand you, ma'am. This is as close to a customer service desk as you're gonna get. There's no customer service desk in hell because technically there's no customers. So if you want to express malcontent or if you have a question, this is the place to do that. Well, you are on that side of the desk and I am on this side of the desk, and I would say that that makes me a customer. So I would like it to be noted that I think you all are missing a very valuable customer service opportunity. But beyond that, I know that when they checked me in, they said it was a temporary stay down here, that I had opportunities to better myself and reincarnate, which, by the way, are very insulting phrases. I just want that to be made a note of as well. They said it was temporary, but I have my doubts. Is this a permanent condition? I will be sure to let everyone know of your notes. As for the whole temporary thing, they wouldn't have told you it was temporary if it wasn't temporary. The temporariness of that really depends on you and your willingness to participate in self-reflection. Is that all? Please let it be all. One final note. It needs to be made abundantly clear that being down here is not a permanent condition. They need to be explicit in telling those of us who come down here that it's not necessarily permanent and it can be temporary. They need to really be clear about that. But other than that, thank you for answering my questions. Yeah, no worries. What did you say? No worries. Well, you should be worried. Why? Why? Young people, you should be worried about the happiness and satisfaction of every customer that comes up to you, whether or not you perceive us as customers or not. That is, in fact, what we are, young man. You should be worried about the quality with which you are or are not doing your job. No worries. Young people and their laissez-faire, no worries attitude are going to be the death of society. How can you say no worries in a place like this? This is a life and death kind of situation, and you're sitting here going, no worries. If you want to get persnickety about it, ma'am, for you, it's just a death situation. And there's nothing I can do about that. And by no societal definition are youths going to be the downfall of society. We're typically considered the future of society. Based on what I saw in the Barbie movie, I think the downfall of society is going to be horses. But that, combined with what I've seen when I may or may not have snuck into the mortal world, I think it's going to be bison. Or rich people. Clearly no one taught you that it's rude to talk back to your elders, so I was going to go peacefully, but now I need to stay and do my civil duty and help teach you this important lesson. I think not. Dante, why don't you take this opportunity to go have your break? Ma'am, if that young man gets any more polite, people are going to think he's being passive-aggressive, and the last thing he needs is more misunderstandings. Being a teenager is hard enough already. So if you could just take 2 steps back for me, it's definitely not a trapdoor. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk, but I need to have a quick conversation with someone. So if you could choose one of the other desks for the time being, please. Thank you. All right, Dante, you have grown
so much, and your confidence has come so far. Look at everything that you've accomplished. We are all so proud of you. And you have absolutely impeccable manners. You really do. And your politeness isn't a weakness. Absolutely, it's a strength. But blanket politeness, even in the face of some of the more audacious souls that we deal with, is a very mortal approach to customer service. And you are not limited by that. And honestly, mortals shouldn't be either. So I'm more than happy to work with you and help you develop some situational meanness. I was going to say enforcement of boundaries and acceptable behavior, but believe me, I understand that at first enforcing those things can feel a lot like meanness, but it's not. The way people treat you is important because you're important. And you know that. I know. But like, we see their files, and some of them have had some really hard or like sad stuff happen to them, and I don't want to be part of that problem. Like, maybe they just need someone to be nice to them. Like, we've seen that before, right? Like people were mean to me, and it didn't make me better. It just made me very insecure. So that's a very good point. And you're right. A lot of people have had some very painful things happen to them, but experiencing pain is not a license for cruelty, or at a less extreme example, just bad behavior. Everyone at the help desk has had something painful happen to them. Most people in general have had something heart-shatteringly painful happen in their lives, but that's not an excuse for behaving badly and treating others poorly. That's why we lead with kindness, always. Kindness is a decision. You can unmake that at any time, but you can't lead with cruelty and then end with kindness. That's just manipulation. So that's not what we do, but boundaries and treatment are very important. And yeah, some people have experienced pain, but that doesn't mean that they get to inflict that pain on us. Yes, ma'am. Those are very good points. Would you mind walking through a few souls with me? Just to help me get like a better feel for it and help drop kick me down the path to better boundaries. Of course. A lot of it really is, in the end, just learning to listen to your gut, and it does take some time to develop an ear for that, but why don't you take the lead on this one, and I will be here for support if you need it. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. How can we help you? Oh, finally, someone's offering to be helpful. I shouldn't be down here. I keep asking why I am down here, and I have yet to receive a satisfactory answer that doesn't lead to this being a hateful experience. This is spite, because I had the audacity to pursue true love and real passion, and I know it was my daughter's husband, but the Lord works in mysterious ways to bring us. We could have been soulmates. He works in mysterious ways to bring soulmates together, and I should not be punished for pursuing that. I am so sorry that I didn't pick a better soul for you for this exercise. However, this is still an opportunity for you to try and listen to your gut. Miss Penny, my gut's telling me that I want to go home. Yeah, that's a valid response. Maybe let's use this one to just work on boundaries. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. Please don't pet the hellhounds. They're working. How can I help you? Hello, ma'am. I just wanted to make sure there's not a mistake that is happening. I didn't get sent here, but I understand how morality works, and I killed a man. He did put his hands on my younger brother. I tried to get the cops to take care of it, but given the attitude around homosexuality at the time, nothing happened. It would have been a lot worse if we'd pushed the issue. So I took care of it. They never found his body. They never found out who did it, but it was me. I never really faced any consequences for that. I did feel some guilt, but probably not enough. But I just wanted to make sure that we're square. I'm not afraid of facing the consequences for my actions, but I just was a little confused when I got my assignment. Oh, I don't have a file for you. I really don't have any indication that you have
to be down here. But if you feel the need or desire to, you are more than welcome to spend some time down on one of the therapy levels. Level 1 is for just kind of like basic therapy, and level 2 is a little bit more intensive. You know, I actually might take advantage of that. Thank you. Sorry for just kind of dropping that on you. I probably could have done a better lead in for that. Oh, it's not the worst thing that someone has just kind of led with off the cuff at this desk. Confessions like yours aren't even that uncommon, actually. We've had a few hospice nurses come down to visit people or to attend events, and every single one of them was talking about the deathbed confessions they got during their time working there. And not all of those confessions were in as dubiously positive of a vein as yours. So it goes with the territory. Nicely handled. Would you mind helping me help Dante with something, a soul specifically, for a second? Sure. What's going on with our boy? Ma'am, I cannot begin to explain how much I don't want to be hearing this and how inappropriate it is for any of these words to be leaving your mouth or entering your brain. How many times am I going to have to explain this? I have explained this to everyone before, and I'm explaining it to you now. There is nothing inappropriate about the true love of soulmates, which I believe he and I were. Now, everyone keeps getting caught up on the irrelevant details of why it's inappropriate, but I am giving you the relevant details to explain why me being down here is a mistake. Now, listen, back to what I was saying. His was a body made for carnality, and I am but an adoring carnivore. Ma'am, I just took and passed a languages test, and that's not what those words mean. I see what you mean. I figured between you and me, we would be able to give him the best start down the right path. Dante, good job for standing up for yourself a little bit. However, at this point, I would say just pull the lever. She's trying to justify why she wanted to sleep with her daughter's husband. She doesn't have the capacity to hear herself, much less listen to you, and it's not your job to develop that ability for her. So just, I'd say pull it. I agree. And honestly, trapdooring her is not conceding defeat. It's basically establishing a boundary, because I know her type. This interaction will just keep going and probably getting worse. Now, you have maintained your manners even in the face of your discomfort, which you don't really have to do. You can be a little bit sassier about it if you want to. But all things considered, dropping her is probably the politest and the healthiest thing you can do. Admittedly, I'm a little hesitant to use the trapdoor after I accidentally sent everyone down to level 9 that one time. That was then. You were a lot newer and you had been left unsupervised. You know a lot more now, and you built this trapdoor, so think of it as appropriate product testing. If you'd seen the way he filled out a polo shirt, you would have understood. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. Oh boy, here we go. Treat us with respect or prepare to be disrespected. How can we help you? No, I am not someone who can be disrespected, and you are in no position to be disrespectful. That comment will be made a note of and reported to people who will do something about it. I'm sure from you I'd expect nothing less. So this is a good classic example of a run-of-the-mill whiner, right? Like, you're very familiar with these already. We see them all the time. But because this one is a hard level 4, let's take a little bit of a different approach. So what does the slightly less polite part of your gut tell you would be a good response to this situation? Oh, do you want me to... Oh, the less polite version of my gut. Okay. You are more than welcome to make those complaints. However, I will tell you right now that Miss Lily will just laugh hysterically and then humble you in ways that you are in no way prepared to be humbled in. So don't. That's not like a challenge or a threat. That's just a fact. Kind of like how you got sent down here
fair and square, and like nothing is going to change that, is also a fact. Like, no matter how much kicking or screaming I see you really want to do all of that, it's still not going to change anything. So I would suggest that you save your energy for the stairs. Nicely done. You gave her all the facts in a clear, no-nonsense way, and, well, we'll see what she does with it. There's not often a lot of logic involved in that particular thought process, but you did all of that without being excessively polite or unnecessarily threatening. Not that making threats is bad in this situation. Sometimes it's the only card you have left to play. Yeah, no, I got that. But your coupon expired 4 mortal years ago, and it's for a store that doesn't exist in the afterlife. You are going to level 7. The coupon is not going to help you. Accept that and be on your merry way, because if you don't, I will feed you the freshly harvested marrow of your own bones. That was, timely? Ma'am, are you gonna say something, or are you just gonna stand there? What are you looking at? Do you see what she's looking at? Oh, she's not actually, like, looking at something. She's just trying to make herself cry. Like, have you ever seen Sister Wives? Oh, fake crying. Okay, yeah, I see it now. Duh. And no, I've heard of that, but I've never watched it. I don't really do mortal reality TV. I just kind of go to the mortal world and watch. Listen to my gut. Ma'am, can you either hurry this up or knock it off? Please? You're doing great, kid. If she starts pretending to have a heart attack, that's when you know you've struck comedy gold. Happened to me the other day on the phone. Hysterical. Excuse me. Hey, so I tested that scenario you asked me about. It works.